telling you, this game of football is determined by determination, pride, the love of the game.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
Hey, what's going on? It's Mark Grody.
Superback Shaw and Sierra from Sports Zone Chicago, and I'm listening to my guys on the Tape Never Lies Network.
I'm JJ Stankovitz, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
This is Brett Maley of History Channel's Pawn Stars, and you're listening to my favorite Bears fans, Shane, Phil, and Claudio. They're keeping it real on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Well, this is Lawrence Funk from Funk's Barbershop, Chicago Barbershop and barber to the Chicago Bears. I'm here with my boy Phil. Claudio.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
I'm so excited for this, and I'll tell you what. After the game, I'm gonna be on with my guys Phil and Shane from the Tape Never Lies Network.
Yo, this is Big Steve Edwards, former Chicago Bear, offensive guard, offensive tackle. You're listening to my boys, Shane and Phil, on the Tape Never Lies Network. They're always keeping it 100.
This is Only Truth with my boys on the Tape Never Lies Network, keeping it 100.
You're watching Keeping It 100 with Draft Dr. Phil Ottochian and Shane, the smartest man, Marsaw, plus Claudio, the barber. Stay tuned for more Keeping It 100 right here on ChiCitySports.com and the Tape Never Lies Network.
Hey, what about me? Don't nerds count?
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
And so the Bears are sending their compensatory fourth-round pick to Jacksonville for Nick Foles.
No competition.
Keeping it 100.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keeping it 100,
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Chicago Bears select Cole Kmet.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're moused up like the true and now and laters. Debaters, stars get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the upstairs. The tape never lies, the truth you see, we lies, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Shy City Sports.
I'm telling you,
unbelievable.
It's so
that.
depressing to watch this thing, you know. And you got two great receivers and a tight end that's not utilized, and it's embarrassing. Just look at this. This is the NFL. This is Lafayette High School. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
The facts are the facts. With Foles at the helm, the offense is just atrocious. Since Nick Foles became the starter, they're last or second to last in points, in yards, in yards per play. 149 yards, I mentioned, of offense last night, the fourth fewest in a single game across the entire NFL this season.
Most of all of our plays, like, we do a motion, so like to fake them.
Y'all got plays just like us. You see how y'all brought the guy in jet motion, and then y'all ran the ball like right towards their side? We have like the same type play. So y'all really running our playbook. I think Coach Nagy calling y'all plays too.
This team continues to play so soft on 3rd and long. It drives me nuts.
The secondary,
yeah, and they will get when they give up a 3rd and long. It's not even close. It could be 3rd and 12, 3rd and 19, and the guy is wide open.
Who's in charge of the personnel? Who drafted these guys? Number 72 is not an NFL player. He's not an NFL. You can scratch him off. That guy here's got to go. Your right tackle's not any better. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, your best player is your center.
We push from all levels of a football team that this is who we are, this is our personality, this is our attitude. And if all you're worried about is scheming pass routes, well, then that's going to come out at what kind of football team you are. And this is who we are. And, you know, I know this is where we are nowadays, but you know, there's all this club dub, and if you're winning, do it, right? Do all that club dub, do all that stuff.
Big plays are nice. They're good.
But there's got to be a little bit of toughness, a little bit of effort on your football team, especially if you lack talent.
This guy's a good quarterback, and so is Mitch. They're both good quarterbacks. You got to find out what they could do best and surround them with the people that can do what he can do. That's the bottom line. Now, when you can't draft as a high school coach, you got to do what you can with what you have, and you got to be able to change. Don't think that this is your offense all the time, because if they can't do it, you got to go to something else.
I got to go back and watch the tape.
You haven't scored 20 points in 3 of 4 the last week. Last night you scored 6. We had to spot you the only touchdown we got on defense and special teams. Like, this is absolutely atrocious. Let me tell you what happens. When you start walking in that locker room, every guy starts looking at you going, man, just do your job, right? We have enough talent to do something. You can't convert on 3rd downs. It's just not enough. That frustration begins to build. I'm telling you, I've been on teams. You start looking at guys like, hey, man, you got to pull your freaking weight. We get paid to play. This ain't college. It ain't about friendship, Bo. It's about let's make cash.
This isn't high school.
You get paid a lot of money, Phil, in the NFL.
I got to go back and watch the tape.
You got to know what you're doing.
You got to.
And to me, they're not getting a bargain with this guy. To me, he's a terrible coach. He's one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in the NFL.
Big plays are nice. They're good.
He should not be in there. He shouldn't be a coach. I would do the same thing. I would fire him tomorrow. That's a disgrace.
It's
disgrace.
It's so bad. The fans deserve better.
Remember I said 2 weeks ago, it was 3 weeks ago that I said, give the guy a break, let him go.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
There we go. Yo, what up? This is Claudio the Barber. This is Shy City Sports, keeping it 100. That was a good open, Phil. Nice job once again. Listen, we got a new play caller and the same fucking results. Tough loss. The defense kept us in the game again, and just, the offense can't get nothing going. So, you know what? We got a great show for you tonight. We got the Barber to the Bears on again, Lawrence Funk, and his boy, everybody's boy, Zach Miller, ex-Bears tight end, coming on the show. It's going to be a great one. So let's bring in the guys. Draft Dr. Phil, and there he is, Shane Marsaw.
What's up,
What's
Claudio?
up? You threw me off with that switch up there, Phil.
Beat and I forgot.
It's the blue plaid pants. It's the blue plaid pants.
It's my pajama pants.
Hey, listen, I got breaking news. I found out Nagy's drink. I got it.
What is it?
Vodka and cran.
I thought that was a lifted. I thought that was a lifted Coke Zero.
Claudio continues.
I looked all over for Nagy's. This is what Nagy's been drinking at every press conference right here. Vodka and
there
cran.
you go.
We're all drinking because of Matt Nagy. That's the problem.
Exactly.
I'm trying to stay away from drugs. Matt Nagy keeps pushing them back in our face.
Horrible.
It's not a good deal. It's not a good deal. The reality was, I thought I could share the screen, and I forgot I'm on Firefox. They won't let me share, so that's why. I had to switch up.
Phil gave me 16 seconds head notice. Can you share the music? I'm like, I don't even have a link, bro.
Because Claudio's like, yo, my music.
I know.
And I'm like,
gotta dumb me down with the music.
Well,
so
they need to make this easier. But we got the beat. You're in. We're live.
Yes, I got the Mac. I got your old Mac, so hopefully this works out. I can get it to the end of the show. We could do my cut it out. So hopefully we'll
smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
I'm ready. Get everybody ready.
There you go. You got to get them ready. I'm ready. We got a big show tonight, especially after the fireworks that was Monday Night Football on the national stage. You guys saw it. We all saw it. We were all living it. I've been cutting the tape and getting the Tape Never Lies breakdown ready for tomorrow. And let me tell you, it's tough to watch because this football team just can't understand anything. You saw it in the open, and the offensive philosophy that they have, to me, is so off. It's so offset. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm rocking the Hofstra tonight. I think this is the first, a couple of shows I've not rocked some Bears swag, but I had to rock the Hofstra tonight.
Gonna have to
Evan Wells. Well, this is
right out the gate.
Yeah, I mean this is a good place to address this because we preach keeping it 100, so we're gonna keep it 100 with you guys. The regular Tape Never Lies Network YouTube page, not the All Access. Our very first show, if you guys remember, I know some of you guys are new and maybe weren't around then, but our very first show that we put out, we had an intro that spoke to us, and we played a video of, I forget the guy, I'm blanking on the guy. Trent Shelton was walking through a desert and talking about loyalty and friendship and when it's time to move along and, move on to new beginnings. And that really spoke to who Phil and I were and what we were doing, creating this new network. And we decided that was a really powerful set of words that he was speaking, so we played it to open our show. And unfortunately, we got dinged with copyright infringement, and TTNL, our TTNL regular YouTube page is currently on suspension for live streaming because of it. We've reached out to them with some kind words and a friendly gesture to let them know that there was no ill will or, bad intent with it. Right. His words that he spoke really had a lot of meaning to Phil and I, so we've reached out to him multiple times just to let him know our point of view on it. And as of right now, we can't live stream to that page. We can record this show and upload it later. But in terms of streaming directly to that channel right now, we are suspended on there and we cannot do it. Hopefully, we'll be back next week on there, but we haven't got 100% confirmation on that. So we do apologize to you guys. 100% our error. There was no, like I said, no ill intention whatsoever. Like I said, his words really did speak to where we were coming from and where we were headed. So that's why we played it. I mean, we gave him credit on screen even when we played it, but it didn't matter. So it was like a 2-minute clip that we played, and we should have known better, but it is what it is. So for right now, this is where we are. We will still be able to broadcast live from Shy City's YouTube page and Facebook page. Tape Never Lies, all access. It's only for the patrons. They'll have access. We can broadcast live from there. Tape Never Lies Facebook, Tape Never Lies Facebook, all access. Twitch, Twitter, everything. So hopefully by next week after the bye, we'll be back and ready to go. But we wanted to share it with you guys. We literally found out about it right before BHL the other day, so we didn't really know the ins and outs of exactly what were going on. So that's what it was, and here we are today. I don't know where Phil.
I think he was cutting out a little bit, but speak on, Shane, speak on the game a little bit. Let's get back to
it's football. Tough, man. It was really tough, Claude. This nobody loves this team and loves Chicago Bears football more than I do. I mean, it's a when the Bears win, my life, my work week, everything is easier and better. I take what I put into this team very, very serious. I mean, there's some people that probably say a little bit too serious, but this is what Phil and I do. And I had a tough time. I've watched the game once live and then 2 more after the fact with the All 22, and it was hard. This one was a struggle to get through because it's so frustrating. I mean, you just see just so many fundamental flaws that should not be happening. I don't care if your offensive line is depleted, what it is. There's mental error. Catch the fucking football. You know what I mean? Catch the fucking football.
Yeah.
Little things like that matter. But yet again, this team continues to try to speak things into existence. They'll go out there and say things, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to put the wheels in motion for it. They're going to speak about it and think that that's going to change. And it doesn't work that way. They're a $1 billion franchise, and they're run like a mom and pop shop. And that's the overriding issue. And that part of it's never going to change until ownership moves on, or at least brings in a football guy up top.
I don't know what you talked about in regards to.
I covered the whole thing. Like I said, it's.
Do I need to speak on it?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, if you want to, go ahead, Phil. But I think I covered it. It's it is what it is. There's, it was our fuck up. No evil intentions on our part. It was something that spoke to us, and I just shared it with the 100 crew.
Well, I won't speak too much. I will say this, that it is disappointing because there was no ill intent, and we're not making money off of that. So it's a little frustrating on that part. I'm having some sort of issue with my internet. Am I frozen on your side?
No, you were pretty choppy earlier, but I don't.
Yeah, I had to remove because the upload is acting crazy. I got like 500 something uploading is active. But hopefully it'll clear itself up. If not, I might have to do a reset here.
Yeah.
I got the new.
My guess is, I know it shouldn't make a difference, but my guess would be that maybe there's a bunch of people streaming stuff upstairs.
No, everyone's out of the house. The boys are in bed. Dad put them down. Whatever. It'll figure itself out. It's unfortunate, though. On this level with the YouTube, We apologize. Hopefully by next week, but it could be. You explained everything?
Yeah, I didn't get into the thing. We originally, I didn't get into the extended time frame. Phil and I understood it that it would be February, but our associate Steven Johnson through Shy City talked to YouTube directly today, and they said that it would be one more week. So
what we'd do, obviously, we take this, upload the show to the channel. Everything else wouldn't change. We're in talks, theoretically, just to be smart and possibly make a live YouTube show channel for our show. This way, this kind of thing won't ever happen again, and we can go to the other thing. I don't know. It's unfortunate. It pisses me off to keep it 100. That's what the show is. We thought it was some sort of something that'll be rectified. Is that your cat? Meow?
yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. I just yelled at her. I think she's staring at a wall. Phil, do you have your mic aimed the right way? Because you don't sound normal.
I don't know. I didn't move it. Let's do a mic check. It could be. How does that sound?
Guess that might be a little better, but
I can go into the cam mic. Let's see if they've messed up any. Automatically adjust mic volume. Let's turn up my mic a little bit. How's that, Shane?
That's better there.
I turned it up. There's a new option.
Yeah.
You could turn up your mic on this thing. They change things every week on us. They go to different levels.
Right. What level are you at? Did you put your mic at?
Let's see. Why?
I was just going to match mine. No, I was just going to match just to make sure.
141, the Brian Piccolo level.
141, really?
It's a beta.
Yeah, mine's at 114.
Well, turn it up to one.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what he said. I'm far away from my mic, so you don't see it. Do I have to go like this? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to be too far away from it, but it's good.
Is that too loud if I'm here, like this?
No, they said it's good.
As long as you guys said, Chris Caliber, you're my audio guy for tonight. There we go. Jeff Burton, we're better. Am I louder? I'm better. I'm clear. Sometimes this mic needs to calm down because I get so fired up. Let me say this. Watching some of this offense, all of the offense really, it's just nauseating to see what the frig they're trying to do philosophically. As they said there's that double route where they're running double tight ends where he doesn't hit Jimmy Graham. If he does throw the football correctly, he has a touchdown. There's that situation. How does that now not get incorporated ever again? Like you have it. How is Nagy not fired? Exactly. The reality to me is like you have these weapons to use, and if you can't protect it, then you got to keep an extra guy in so you can actually use the weapons that are going to get open.
Well, that's why you went out and invested in Demetrius Harris and Cole Kmet and these guys. I mean, they're not even taking advantage of the size advantage that they have. But Phil, it's not just, you go all the way. They used to throw fades in the end zone to Taylor Gabriel.
The
previous 2 years.
Your commentary about why don't they throw it fade to Taylor Gabriel tonight?
Yeah.
It's like you get down into the red zone. They're at the 5-yard line and they can't figure it out. They can't figure out that Minnesota is going to blitz up the middle in regards every third down. And you're going to have the whole middle open. Just boom. 1-2 slant. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Shane.
It's hard to watch, man. Like I said, I've watched the game a total of 3 times now, and the last 2 with the all 22, you know, you're watching it and writing down your little notes, and then you go back and look at what you highlighted in the notes, and then you might pick up something else. And man, it's hard to get through. Phil, you know how I am with this stuff, man. We maybe take it a little bit too serious, but it's tough, and I just don't see anything. You disagreed with me today when we were talking privately, you know, off the air. I just don't think this franchise has it in them to make wholesale changes. I think they're gonna hide behind COVID. That's gonna be a big part of why they stay status quo. And I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
I think they're gonna get rid of this guy. I mean, it's apparent to the whole league. You saw it in the beginning, in the open. Obviously, you saw my father speak on it, but now you're seeing Jeff Saturday, Mike Greenberg, talking about atrocious. This is atrocious, what you're seeing. And they start using words like that, and they start seeing this thing for being what it is. There's nowhere for you to hide. Now the pressure is going to go back onto the GM, who's got to make an appearance of some sort. You got to take ownership. We show him with crickets there, but he's nowhere to be found. And he's also nowhere to be found in regards to the expectation. There has to be some sort of, what is that, mission statement that you have where the team and the franchise become more important than what it is that you want to appear. That's why I feel like you've become a laughingstock. The same definition of why you were hired is now the reason why you should be fired. No? It's like you don't hire a plumber to come fix your plumbing and then they can't do the job and they don't do it right, but you keep them on. They're going to figure it out. They're going to learn. It's just, I just don't see it. I don't. There's nowhere for them to hide now.
It's just a repeat of what we always see here, Phil, and that's where I don't understand. If you're George McCaskey, and I saw Ryan Cox had a right there. Do you buy into the claim that George was furious? I do buy into the claim that I think it does piss George off, but at what point does it not fucking matter? And I mean, you have to question doing that. You have to keep on. You have to question George's sanity because you're gonna Ted's part. I don't give a fuck if you're a part of my family or not. Winning is the number one. Winning's gonna make you even more fucking money. This is the Chicago Bears, one of the biggest media markets in the fucking world, and they don't have an NFL caliber offense. It's pathetic. And that's what this NFL is set up for nowadays. It's set up to score points. They're almost handing you every fucking advantage in the book to put points on the fucking
that's why
on the scoreboard, and they still can't.
That's why I thought what John Gray had said. I don't know, these messages are flying through here. But if you come in here and your whole game plan is the offense, and all of a sudden the guy that came in as a guru is being called the laughingstock of the NFL, the fraud, the phony, and he's politicizing every presser with, he might as well start throwing the political hand out like, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna lower taxes, Shane.
You have Matt. That sounds just like Matt Nagy, right? Matt Nagy's. They asked him
what was his quote? Revolution. What was it?
It was
persistence.
I know. Yeah.
Resistance and persistence. There it is. It's
like they asked Matt Nagy his plans for the bye week, and he's like, "We got to figure out the why. We got to what the fuck the why is because you're a fucking dumbass." That's why. I'll save you the time, Matt.
Why? You're last in every ranking in offense. You're terrible on tape. You can't hide behind COVID because every team is dealing with COVID. So why is it this hard in reality for this organization to get to the point where they could figure this out. I don't. The one, let's do the math for the mathematicians. He had Nick Foles. He replaced Mitch Trubisky. He replaced Mitch Trubisky. He got Nick Foles, his guy. And what happened?
Got worse.
It got worse. So who is the common denominator? This isn't Pythagorean's theorem. This is the reality here. This is the reality. He's the problem. Even if he gives up play calling, it's the problem because it's the culture. You saw like a little spark that we were going to get a pocket and we were going to be able to do three-step game. And then they went to Wildcat. And first play of the game, they ran bubble screen, and Anthony Miller's getting thrown out of the club.
Ugh.
He's got thrown out of club dub like he had unpaid cap, and he pinched a girl's ass. He got blown back and embarrassed. Like he didn't know who he was supposed to block, and he goes in half speed, and the DB just fucking destroys him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's how you start your first play on offense is Anthony Miller. Guess what? 2 plays later, it was the next play, I think, maybe. He fucking volleyball tips it to the Vikings and they get the turnover. This is after your defense got you the turnover. There's only a matter of time. Like, everybody's talking about it. You saw Jeff Saturday. We talked about it with Olin Kreutz when he was on here. They're talking about this separation. The separation of the locker room is going to transpire, and then you're going to have these issues that come about. I know Claudio's working the phones. Is there an update? There we go. We got an update. The update is in the green.
He's ready.
You asked it and he shall appear.
Yes. So our first guest coming in red hot. Fire smoking hot in some areas. Some areas of Illinois. That's what you do, Claudio. Do you have any kind words that you like to say?
I mean,
prior to his intro.
This is the man. This is, again, my boy, the barber to the Bears, and he can say it himself. This dude knows his shit. He knows how to cut hair. He knows how to run a business, and he knows the Bears. So what's better than that?
If you follow any Chicago Bears players on social media, you've very likely seen this guy giving them a fresh cut. Lawrence always had a dream of bringing traditional barbering back with a twist of modern style, and he's done exactly that. 100 crew, get up off your asses and give it up for the real barber of the Tape Never Lies Network. Give it up for Lawrence Funk.
Oh yeah, Lawrence Funk. You live with the funk, you die with the funk.
What's
Here
up,
he
boys?
is.
What's
Look,
going on?
There he is.
Look, he's more chillaxed. Juan Castillo ain't coming to the house tonight.
Our new right tackle, Lawrence Funk. Welcome to the show.
How's everything going, guys?
It's been better. Not gonna lie. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
We're trending the wrong way, Lawrence. What do you think, man?
No, I agree, man. It was a rough game. It was definitely a rough game. On the positive note, I know you guys can get a kick out of this. I went over to Foles' house and gave him a haircut the other night. So I finally chopped all his hair off.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's he?
I swear, true story. He's being carted off the field. I swear. My son goes to me. He needs a haircut.
He did, man.
How about what your son said when he was going to bed? I was like, Tate, you're gonna dream about Mooney touchdowns. He's like, no, I'm gonna dream about Trubisky being the starting quarterback.
That's his exact words.
So how was he feeling, Lawrence? How was full? How was his spirits?
I mean, everybody's seen good. I was over there with him and O'Donnell. That was the first time I really talked to him. I met him before, but that was the first time I really talked to him and chit chatted with him. He seemed like a good dude though. Seemed like he was banged up a little bit, but I mean that's obvious. But
yeah.
Did he struggle getting into the chair? Do you have a portable chair, or what do you do?
No, I went to his house, so we were just using one of his kitchen chairs. So
there's nothing wrong with a kitchen chair, as long as you have the kitchen chair. Could it spin? Is it one of those?
I'm such a skilled barber that I can cut you in a
he knows.
He's got good footwork.
I do got good footwork.
Our other guest in the green room shaking his head already when you heard you say that.
The truth's about to come out now. The truth.
That's awesome.
Well, should we bring in our other guest?
Got to do it.
Okay, but this guest first gives some history here. Former quarterback, plays in college, then comes into the NFL, drafted in the 6th round, I believe, with the Jags. This guy obviously grew into a legend in Chicago with his class. I'm a huge fan of this guy because when you watch the tape, you want to see someone that gives all-out effort every time. It could be matched up against somebody that's oversized. They can be in a chair that doesn't swivel, but they got great technique to get around and still do their job. This dude always did his job. No smoke there. He made big plays at the tight end position, something we hadn't seen here in many a year. Maybe Greg Olsen was probably a little bit before him that we did see to keep it 100, but nobody bigger than this guy, and it continues to be that way. Let's do it in the Tape Never Lies way, the Draft Dr. Phil way. And Lawrence, wait till you see this intro, because I think there's a smoking gun here in regards to our guest. Just saying.
This guy was only a Chicago Bear for 4 seasons, but Bears fans near and far consider him a Bear for life. The true essence of a warrior. He stuck with what he loved through thick and thin, because it mattered to him. He loved it. He breathed it. It drove him to never give up, and he never did. Ladies and gentlemen, Bears fans, hair aficionados everywhere.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Before you go, you cut your own hair? Because it looks amazing. Yeah. You did this too?
I did.
Shut it down. How'd you get the parts so straight? Perfect.
I hold the mirror in one hand and...
Please get up out your seats and repeat after me. Go fuck yourself, Al Riveron. Please give it up for number 86, a true Chicago Bear. Give it up for Zach Miller.
No one better. Look at this guy. There he is.
Hey,
it's Miller time. Funky Fresh. Oh yes,
that's my name on here. Funky Fresh. Shout out.
I see you.
No one.
What up, Zach?
What up?
How you doing, brother?
That's a hell of an intro right there.
We got to do it that way for you, man. You brought it on the field.
I like it.
And now you're bringing it to our network.
Here we are.
I told Phil when I was writing that intro, I'm like, I gotta put fucking Riveron in there. I knew I was gonna get a reaction out of Al Riveron. It still drives me crazy. That touchdown when you had your injury, man, I'd still see him coming on and being like, it clearly moves right there. You can see it. And it still infuriates me to this day. Because there's nothing there for you to see. It's a fucking touchdown.
Oh, man.
Garbage. I don't rock with Alberto.
Well, the reality was obviously the smoking gun that Al tried to point out, that it was like the secret spitter in the Seinfeld episode that just never existed. And as you saw in the open, an essence of a warrior that's what you were to all of us fans that saw you. I saw you on opening night down there last year against Green Bay, and the fans were still jamming at Al Riveron for stealing that shit from you. Everybody, it's like it deserves that McCaskey asterisk that they put in for the Don Makowski game, because it truly is. I don't know how the fuck you held on to the ball, bro. To be perfectly honest, that just shows. I don't want to bring. I know we're bringing up this memory. I remember being at Hofstra. I'm wearing my Hofstra pride tonight, and I would take shots over the middle, and then have that moment like at breakfast or whatever, and be like, "Yo, that fucking chill that goes down your body. Like, could that be my last hit I take like that?" So for you, how was that? Contact and everything, but the memory of it, just us talking about it, drive you a certain way?
No, I'm good on that. Early on, it kind of was there going back to the catch. I remember when I took that stride, that initial stride to plant my leg, I was doing in my head, I was the ball and slide. So I put all my weight basically down to basically cross the surface. When my legs, I knew I had, but the only thing that crossed me, hold on the ball. And I bet I said it and repeated it in my head a good 10 times, just holding the ball. And then I got to a point where I was like, all right, that's got to be long enough. And I roll over and just flop the ball in the ground. Way long after I'd already caught it, just to go put some attention to my knee because I knew something was wrong. But that was really my mindset. Really, anytime the football went into the air, I said the same thing over and over again. Anytime, it didn't matter if it was a 2-yard catch or 50-yard ball, I repeated, go get it, go get it, go get it, over and over until the ball was in my hands. And it was no different on that play. But I just wanted to hold on till it was done. But fucking Al wouldn't fuck that up.
Listen, I don't know. Do you have headphones by chance? Because what's happening, it feeds back. If anybody, I had to mute everybody else so we can hear you.
I have no headphones.
Son of a.
You want me to get some?
Yeah,
Hey Zach, listen,
we could push
Zach,
you. We could
all that country music you're doing. I know you got some goddamn headphones.
Then do I have them all? Like,
No. We need you to get them because it feeds. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. He's got
in here.
Pick one of the 6. Yeah.
Only reason because it feeds back and it clicks and it makes you click like you're in Sprint or something and you don't gotta sing. Can you hear me now? Type of shit going on. Now you play the guitar, so why don't you get that ready too, right? Because your intro music was inspired by you.
I heard that little fabulous you had going on there.
Yes, bro. See? I'm a big music dude.
That's dope.
I opened up for Tribe Called Quest back in the 90s.
No way.
Yes.
Did you really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fulfilling, making $1 million. That's right. So let me bring us back on the air so you can hear it.
I'm opening up for Brantley Gilbert.
Nice.
I heard that you are blowing up in the music. Yeah. Now, I saw you tear it up playing that Fabulous. I'm like, holy, that riff is so dope.
Let me see if this will work here.
Well, you sound clear already. We just can't see you. That's the truth. Keeping it 100. Look at
just have to hold this thing.
Look at Funk. Funk.
Ever since we told Riveron to go fuck himself, everything's went haywire.
Al Riveron has somehow invaded the video room of replay. He couldn't. That motherfucker. It's almost like you can't admit you're wrong. That's the problem.
Yeah,
problem.
When they break those down, they're totally gearing it towards the referees and the NFL's decision, because there was that was a touchdown any day of the week, man.
Here's the thing. This ain't working quite yet. I'm gonna see if I can you guys hear me good?
We can hear you good.
All right, cool. I'll bring it closer here. Here's the issue with that. So the NFL calls in I think like Monday or Tuesday. They go over all the officiating crew, every call, every penalty, what they messed up, what they didn't. They called in and said, "Hey man, we bricked that one. We're sorry." But
No.
I don't need the apology, man. I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, that was tough.
That's something that they need to go out in front of the nation. Because let's keep it 100 here. We do a show, Tape Never Lies. Obviously, we've been trying to get you on this show. Lawrence, our boy, came through like, Cuddy with the game on the line, throwing to you. So when you look at this, there's nobody better in my mind. You have a history here, even though your time with Matt Nagy was on another plane. So all of us are upset. Bears fans worldwide. We have fans all over the world that tune into this show either live or obviously on the YouTube channel later. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. Everybody loves you, man. Everybody does. Everybody talks about that catch. Everybody talks about this. And now when the Bears are playing and you see the product with so much excitement for last season and letdown, you would figure that things would get turned around, and it's gotten worse.
Right.
We saw you, Shane, if you could pull that up.
Yeah, I got you.
Confront the nation. I mean, you are true blue, and that's what this show is about, keeping it 100 on the Bears. You tweeted this out. Mitch, please. No.
We love it, man.
We love it because it was true. Now, you are affiliated with the organization. You obviously have friends there. Losing for a second? No, there you go.
It's on your end, Phil. You're breaking up, yeah.
Oh,
but just Zach, overall, I guess what he's trying to say is like, how did this team get here? I mean, we know the issues with the offensive line and everything, but Matt Nagy and the quarterback. I mean, Zach Miller's looking at this. What are you addressing first and foremost on this offense? Because I mean, it's bad, man.
I mean, where I identify our biggest issue is up front, man, and that's just because you can't get anything going at all if not solid up there. It doesn't matter who you put behind the line of scrimmage if we're not doing our job up front, and that's just how football goes, right? And we're struggling a bit up there, and everybody knows it. And we got guys beat up, and we got places that we're just patchworking this whole thing. And that's a challenge for everybody. That's a challenge for Ryan trying to put it together. That's a challenge for Coach Nags trying to make it cohesive. And that's like our biggest issue up there, right? And then you go to the play calling. People are pissed off at the play calling, and they want Nags to hand it over, and then it goes over to Phil, and then it's kind of people now wanting to go back and cannot do anything. Like Coach Nagy can't be creative like he was his first year if he doesn't have time to be creative, right? You can't call plays downfield if you don't have time to throw footballs downfield. And that's just, it throws everything off. And I've seen it firsthand where what that offense could be capable of. I've seen the creativity from Nagy. I've seen all that really work on offense, and we just got to get back to it. We got to find a way. And you saw what I tweeted. We got to go back to get it. Just in a sense where we're struggling up front, right? And Mitch gives us that opportunity to move around. He can create plays, he can extend plays, and really use his athletic ability to escape. Where I felt like Nick probably didn't do that as well. You know, he doesn't move as well as Mitchell does, and that's not a secret. That's no knock on him. That's just we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I feel like Mitchell back there gives us probably a better opportunity, but I don't get paid to make those decisions.
Right.
Let me ask you this: when you have an offensive line that's struggling, can you get to the point where you can keep it simple?
Yeah.
And dumb it down. I look at the tape and I see an offensive line struggling, But Matt continues, and the next guy continues. 5 wides, no help.
Yeah.
These guys can't pass pro on third down. They're allowing free runs. They can't pick up simple twist games, stunts, all of this stuff. But yet you continue to try to push the ball downfield. I'm totally on board with what you're saying about Mitch because I felt like he covered so many warts for the offensive line
Right.
the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
like I watched a game last week, and there was a I think a third down blitz later in the game where we were still. I mean, obviously it's still a contest, and they brought 6. I think they blitzed 6, and we kept 7 in protection.
Yeah.
And we had a free hitter.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how that you can only coach so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those coaches sit in there and they dial up every blitz. They dial up every pressure, twist, stunts. You got to have guys accountable on the football field to see it. It's the oldest trick in the book when they're going to mug 2 guys up in the A gap right over the center, bring one and bail one.
Right.
Like, this is the NFL. Like we've seen this before, right? And to just allow people to run free, they're being coached that. That's not an issue that they're not seeing. It's just an issue that they're not executing on the football field.
So is somebody responsible for holding these guys accountable for assignments? I mean, you were on the team. Do you remember yourself saying, "Yo"?
Accountability. I mean, you should take pride in doing your job right.
But
I know that I've sat there in those meetings where you go through every day in blitz. They put it up there. They show it all. And I mean, granted, you got to go play the game, but it's not like they're throwing out exotic blitzes and doing all this crazy shit. Like, you just got to play better, and we just got to play better up front.
I agree.
Zach, how do you think? I know you said it's above your pay grade and you don't have to make those decisions, but Mitch is in a contract here. Do you think that there's any chance that you see the Bears try to bring him back for 1 year? Or you think that they're blowing all this up at that position, especially?
I don't know, man. That's a tough thing to call on, right? Who knows? I don't know if they go back to Mitchell at the back half of the season, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot that rides on that. If old boy comes back and he plays well, then I wouldn't ever write that off,
Sure.
I think that they'll see that through and then probably make that decision when the time comes.
Yeah.
When you look at the run game, how much does the run game help this offense and the lack of being, to what you're saying, these guys aren't looking in the mirror. I'll keep it 100 with you. I see a lot of soft-ass play from the offensive line, and I know Cody Whitehair was out, so I watched Charles. You played with Charles. I think he's below average. What I see on football field is terrible. It's embarrassing, actually, keeping it real. I would say it to him. I don't know how somebody can't control that offensive line to the extent. I know Lawrence was cutting Juan's hair, and Juan was afraid we were killing him. But the reality is, it's like you said, at some point, the teacher lets the student go out there and perform. You have to take ownership of your play. I look at this offense, and I feel like the penicillin would be aggressiveness in the run game, and they just can't do it, Zach. They can't.
But we're even missing then, man. Like, you need balance for that, right?
Right.
We have to. You got to execute that up front for the run game to work. Literally, the cliche is that everything starts up front, right? Everybody says it, right? That's as old as you can ever remember. Football starts up front on both sides of the ball,
right?
And that's just because it's true. And we're just not playing well up there. And I guarantee you, if you would go into that room, those guys would say, we need to play better. And that's the fact of where it is. And then the team suffers from it.
When you look at Cole Kmet, a young tight end, you look at this kid, Coach Nagy, granted, I don't want to put you in positions. I just want you to be honest. Coach Nagy saying it's my fault. I need to get this guy more looks than every week.
That was 5 weeks ago.
Every week, we don't see anything supporting him scheming this guy. There's way to scheme players in situations where you know you're going to get the matchup. Coach Barone, not your coach, he says, and he left a giant egg out there for everybody to see, that we don't do it like that. We just call plays, and the quarterback's job is to find the open guy. To me, that's not even football. That's not even the NFL. I just don't get it. And then you look at this young kid who's, 6'6", 265 pounds. He could run. You got Jimmy Graham. Now, granted, Jimmy, he likes to block like some people like to freaking go to the dentist sometimes. Keep it on. But
Jimmy's at that point in his career, man. He's been doing it for a while. He needs somebody else to come in for those blocking plays.
Right?
Yeah, it's like they almost drafted a kid number 43 overall, but they don't ever want to use him. That's what drives me nuts. I mean, to what Phil was saying, Nagy came out 5 weeks ago, and Barone comes out and says, "No, we don't have any him routes to scheme to get him open." And I'm like, I heard that, and I reached out to Phil. And I'm like, is it? I felt like David at the dentist. Is this real life? What is going on? I mean, how do you have a relationship with Cole Kmet at all, Zach?
I mean, I sent Cole a couple messages early, right after we had picked him and whatnot, but we haven't really had much communication throughout the season. But, to go back to the offense and how they call things, I know that most offenses, kind of when I was playing and all the ones that I had been involved with, you had like 2 high beater and 1 high beater on each side, right? So you got a play called, and regardless of what the defense is going to play, we hope that we got a spot to go, right? So if they're playing 2 high safeties, you're going to this concept. If they're playing 1 high safety, regardless if it's man, zone, whatever, you can go to the other side. So that's kind of how we started installing things, and you got different plays where you can check with me and do whatever just to get you in the right situation. So I wouldn't say that they're necessarily like, okay, this is the Cole Kmet plays, getting it 100 out of 100 times, right? Because that's hard to do in this league. A lot of disguises. So I know that's true to what he's speaking, but I know that they kind of want to get him more involved, be a little bit more. I don't know if the tight ends had any touches last week.
Oh, they did. It was Kmet. And
Cole
he actually caught
swiped the one,
it was. Remember when
Nick
Nick Foles rolled? He actually was running that little drag across and came in front of came in front of Allen Robinson. Exactly.
I do remember that. Was that the only one?
That was it.
That was it.
Oh, the Jimmy Graham Nick Foles missed
that shoulder.
Oh, that was a touchdown.
But that was. Well, I mean, you can't even really consider it a target. But Nagy said that 5 weeks ago that it's on me. I got to get Cole more involved. And since then, in 5 weeks, he's had 3 targets.
Yeah,
it's just.
Listen, man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's. I know Coach wants to probably get him involved. He's not just saying that to say it, but you just got to find ways to do it. And he's got other stuff. He's trying to patch holes up. He's trying to still find explosive plays, still develop a running game. There's only one football, and you got to decide where it goes. And last week we got time of possession was down. I think we only ran 49 or 50 plays on offense for the entire game. So it's just that the volume of it isn't there. And if we could get that back and patch some things up front, hopefully offense can start to help out the other side, because those guys are balling over there.
Oof.
Oh my God, it's a disappointment. One of our fans in the chat was asking, did you ever have to call out a teammate for effort on the field?
Nah, we never really. You never really had those issues, right? And I feel like even now I don't think I see guys not trying. It's just more so some mental errors, I think, is where our issues lie. I don't think it's a lack of effort. I don't really think anybody
on that level of playing has it in him.
I don't know, man. Do you know Cody Whitehair at all, Zach? Are you friends with Cody?
Yes, I am.
I've always been a big Cody Whitehair fan. Loved him when he came out in the draft, and this is one thing that I've seen in Chicago, even back to Kyle Long, and I understand your best guys, they got to fill multiple holes, but how much has it hurt Cody Whitehair in Chicago, the constant, left guard, center, oh, now you're going to be the center, now we're putting you over to left guard. They did the same thing with Kyle Long. Kyle Long comes in there at guard, then we're going to put him at right tackle for a year, then we're going to switch him around. How much do you think that has affected Cody Whitehair's development as a Chicago Bear?
Well, I mean, it takes away his sole focus on what he wants to do, being a center in the league. And it's tough. It's more on his plate, right? But what you got to do. But I'll tell you, that dude would do anything for his football team.
Yep.
Just who he is, and he's a dog up front. That's the guy that you don't have to worry about not laying it on the line. But his ability allows him to move around. Okay, if we got issues over here, we need you to go and do that. But what it does is take away from his development and his growth.
Yeah.
To establish that position for a career long thing for him. But
do you think
whatever they ask.
Is it worth it? I mean,
it just I don't know, man. Like trying to patch that up. I don't know what the amount of starts and the guys that have played up front. You're pulling guys off of different places and moving them up. Like it's a true patchwork job up there. That's where it is. And that happens throughout the league. It's not just us. Like that happens year after year after year when sometimes teams struggle, and that's just kind of where it is. And they'll move him around and try and help figure this thing out as much as they can.
Has Lawrence been a good barber to you? That you saw in the open, you did the line with the mirror.
I did. That was before I met.
That's why I put BF.
I was gonna ask you that, Zach. When the hell was that?
That was probably 2015.
Okay.
And you probably started cutting my hair shortly after that.
Yeah, because I started cutting O'Donnell like summer of 15.
Yeah.
And then you were probably shortly after that. So.
Yeah. And so Lawrence is the best barber that side of the Mississippi. I'm the best barber on this side of the Mississippi.
Oh. What side are you at? You're in Nebraska?
That's the thing, man. Sometimes I'm in Chicago, sometimes you're here. It's that side or this side. You don't really know, man.
We got another barber here. He's pissed off. Look, he's on the East Coast.
I want to know, Zach. What's up, Zach? First of all, how you doing,
what up, brother?
Claudio the barber.
I love Funk's Barbershop, and I got to know, when you go in there, do you get a whiskey, a beer, a soda, or a water? Which one you get?
I get a whiskey.
There you go.
Look at that.
I knew
Keeping it
100.
Nice.
I love it.
I get a whiskey for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple, 2 or 3 or 4.
Just chillax, right?
Here's the thing, man. I spend a lot of time in there. I just don't get it cut and leave. I'm in there. I'm bugging people, man.
Sometimes it's a great place.
Sometimes I take JG's chair. I get second chair in there.
Yeah.
I'm playing with Fancy. I'm getting.
What do you think of all the? What do you think of all the? What do you think of all the antiques? All the antiques he's got. All the.
Dude, that's got to be the coolest barbershop I've ever been in, as far as like the history and the like the culture of barbering, and was it called barbering?
Barbering, yeah.
Like that whole like, you just walk in, you feel like you're in a time machine. You got old shaving cups, you got old razors, big razors, small razors, stuff from all over the place. It's pretty cool. I actually got a barber chair sitting in my garage that I stored.
I was just getting ready to tell Claudio that. Kristen and Zach text me hey, our friend is selling a barber chair. You want it? And I'm like, bro, get it. Hold it for me, and I'll come out. I'll fly out and come get it. So, what is this? I think it's in the garage, no?
Yeah, it's in the garage. They redid it. It's got a
Nebraska style,
cow hide on there, black and white cow hide on this thing, man. It is.
Yeah, they made those things. They made those things like tanks, and they made them with such detail. They're just works of art. They're unbelievable.
I went and took it apart to put that thing in tow and bring it back home. Sheesh, I need a spotter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When those things, you need like 4 dudes to
That ain't a one-man job.
No.
Let me ask you this, Jay Cutler. What was he like as a teammate with you? A lot of people want to know.
Dude, I love Jay, and I never had any issues with Jay. I never had any nothing on the football field, nothing off the football field. I never felt like a lot of people question his leadership. I never saw that, and it might have been more so based on their personal relationships with him. But for me, being in the huddle with him, seeing him study people may have thought that maybe Jay didn't care, but that was not true. That dude cared. He worked. He was smart, and he was on his shit. And he just carried a persona that I think maybe some people didn't like, and he didn't really care. If he didn't like you, he didn't like you. If you didn't like him, there was no sweat off his back. So I love that dude, still do, and he's turned into quite the entertainer now.
Yeah, this is kind of not really obviously not a joke at all, but do you think his diabetes played a role in the way that he was perceived? Like, my father's a diabetic, and I know that the mood swings and everything that he deals with that. I mean, you were around it. Jay he was literally testing himself on the field multiple times during the game. And I mean, I can't imagine being an NFL player. Actually, back in the NFC Championship game in 2010, John Madden spoke about it because they were railroading Jay, with his attitude and stuff like that. Do you ever think that was something that, played into it with the mood swings? Because I mean, that's a real thing when you're diabetic.
I didn't know that. I just really thought that he was just super upfront and dry with everybody. Just direct. I never felt like you were gonna get different moods from him. To be honest with you, as long as I've known him, I felt like you've got that just straight laced, and you didn't like it. That's just
every time I cut him, he was the same. It was the same thing.
Yeah,
very, very dry sense of humor, where it's more.
He might be one of the funniest dudes I've ever met.
I can see that.
Yeah,
it's incredible. But some people just don't get it. They don't vibe with it, and because maybe they're a little too sensitive, and maybe it's a little too direct for them. But I'll tell you what, man, he's one of my best friends. I enjoy getting to play football with him, and then obviously continuing our friendship.
Have you been around a quarterback with a better arm?
Man, that's probably the strongest arm. David Garrard had a strong ass arm.
Wow, that's a name. I forgot all about David.
David Jacksonville. Could throw that thing down in Jacksonville, man. He really could. But I'd say, as far as like velocity wise, Jay's probably up there.
Yeah. So Lawrence, what are you up to, man? What's
I was actually napping when right before this. But it's funny because Juan texted me. Him and Champ Kelly were trying to come down and get a haircut, and I was like, "I'm gonna be on the podcast again." So, it's gonna be.
We are gonna bust his ass this time if he comes
this
in.
time. Yeah, so I'm going back to the facility tomorrow. So I told him I'll just cut him tomorrow, so it worked out. But yeah, I'm just hanging out, man. Just worked all day. Got a busy day tomorrow at the facility, and then going back to my shop. So working both shops tomorrow.
So you said you finally cut Foles' hair.
I did.
That must have been a messy job, man. He needed it. You were talking about it a few weeks ago that you tried to get him to let you do it, but he's like, "Nah, I'm going to do it after the season."
Yeah, I think it was just to the point where it was. I mean, Christ, his hair in the back was 3-4 inches long.
Yeah.
So O'Donnell texts me and say, "Hey, I'm with Foles. He decided to get a haircut." I'm like, he absolutely needs it. So when I went over there, he had a bunch of ideas and had the iPad out, was trying to show me what he was looking for, and I just took the reins and just kind of did my thing. Guided, went off of what he wanted.
What was he looking for? What was his?
First he said, "You'll get a kick out of this, Zach." He showed me a picture of like a Hispanic dude with a bald fade with a really hard cutting part. And I'm like, Foles,
Oh,
That is
no.
not, you don't want that. I said, I'll give you something.
I know. I love that when people come in, they want a haircut. They show you pictures like, yo, you don't have curly hair. You don't have that type of. You can't do every haircut.
But I told them too. I said, going from the extremely long hair to straight up dramatic bald fade. I said, like, let's just ease into it. So I gave him a real bald taper on the sides, bald taper in the back, and like a side part gentleman's cut, but a little bit more trendy. And his wife was like, "Oh my God," and was like overwhelmed with it. So I think it turned out great, and he didn't even look the same.
I hope you made him look better than Justin Herbert.
I was just
that went viral, didn't it?
Have you seen that yet? Have you seen that yet?
No, I didn't. No.
What is he doing there, dude? You got to get out to out to LA and hook him up.
That looked like Jay Herbert went back to
looks like
senior year in high school. Right?
Yeah, he did.
Looks like he lost a bet.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to my internet here.
Oh, he's back.
The
There he is.
internet company went down. I don't know.
I think Shane talked more in that last fight.
Yeah, I actually got to talk. I
all
couldn't
season.
believe it. Kick him back off the show.
Hey, Zach Miller comes on, number 86. Everybody's got to talk and praise this guy. I don't know, funky and fresh.
Hey, Zach, real quick, if they go back, is Mitch ready to roll after the bye?
I don't know. Hopefully, give him another week to rest and recover and get his shoulder strong enough to get back to playing football. That's a decision I know that Coach Nagy said was still on the table.
Yeah.
And that's just, they'll figure that out. That's hopefully he can at least be in that conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
So listen, if Mitch is not ready and Foles is not ready, what is our boy Bray coming in?
Yeah.
Right? That's
well, he knows the offense, right? He's been there.
I cut Bray last week, and he's
they
that's
brought in Deshaun Kaiser yesterday for a workout.
Did they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if they signed him or not, but he was there for a workout.
Yeah. I don't know. Has Deshaun had any experience in this offense? I know that'll carry some weight.
Yeah. He bounced around a bit.
Bray definitely knows the offense.
Yeah.
He's been with Nagy in Kansas City, and now he's been here. So, at least
I think that was his first career pass attempt in the NFL, and it's he's like 7 or 8 years in, right?
Yeah, he's been in for a while. And I know most everybody around that building would have confidence going in there with Tyler just to be able to
absolutely
going. So
he's got a big arm. I know that.
He can sling that thing around.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you this about Mitch. A lot of people question his toughness, his ability to lead. Can you speak on that and clap back a little bit on your experience with him? I
remember the first game he started was Monday night game. Vikings.
Your first touchdown was you.
Yeah, it was.
That was off a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just remember him coming in that game, his command of the huddle. Like, that's how you kind of, most times you look at a quarterback, how is he in the huddle? How does he communicate? How does he talk? How is he telling everybody else in the huddle? Like, how is he conveying this message? And I never felt like it was ever too big for him to come in on a Monday night game. That's his first start ever in the NFL against the Minnesota Vikings. So I never felt like it was too much for him. I felt he stepped in, he led us well, and then you could just see it continue to grow game by game, year by year. Because as I got later on, like the year that I got hurt, that to stay there, I was still heavily involved in what he was doing. I was sitting in meetings with him, watching him grow, and I felt he was making those steps. And so you were excited for this year, right? The leadership I never felt was an issue. The thing that I would want to see more is just him making better decisions on the football field, right? Like, what's his football growth? I don't think you have issues with his leadership, his toughness, all that stuff that people are saying. I mean, you can pile everything on when nobody's playing well, right? You're going to bring up all the shit that you possibly can. Those are no issues with him. I feel like he start playing better football, and nobody's talking about any of that.
Zach, a few weeks ago we had on Josh Woods, linebacker, 55 for the Bears, and we were talking to him about the team, and I asked him a couple of questions, and first one I asked him, I said, "Who's the leader? Who's the leader on defense?" And before I even got the sentence out of his mouth, he said, "Danny T."
Yeah.
Danny T all day long. So I switched it up on him and I asked him, I said, "Who's the leader on offense?" He couldn't give me an answer.
Yeah, and that's a problem, man.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have that definitive leadership where somebody could say, "Listen, what the hell is going on?" Right? Like,
Right.
Everybody check yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you need that. Everybody doesn't need to be a leader. You don't need 11.
No. Right.
Right.
But
you need at least one. You need at least one.
Somebody to say, "Listen, we got to do our thing and we got to do it better than what we're doing right now, or this is just the whole thing will just get blown up." And if they don't have that, somebody better fucking choose to be that, right?
Right.
And if it's even if it's uncomfortable, somebody's got to make that jump and say, "Okay, this space is void and we need it to be filled, and so here I am, and this is what I'm going to do." I feel like there's guys in that lane. Maybe they're just not as vocal with it, but if that's something that, you know, your own teammates are saying, obviously they don't see it, right?
Pretty big issue.
Yeah.
I look at this coach. I mean, you were around for John Fox, and then you obviously got injured.
Yeah.
But they kept you on with the classy organization and the story of that. What was your role? A lot of people wanted to know what your role was behind the scenes as Nagy came in to this team.
First of all, that was awesome for them to do that because they didn't have to, right? The organization didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
The Caskey families didn't have to do that. Ryan Pace didn't have to do that. Coach Nagy didn't have to do that. I love all of those guys for that. That was probably one of the most special years of my career because I had this different perspective where I'm still there, but I wasn't focused solely on playing football. So I got to do a bunch of other stuff. Like there's days I was cutting up film. I was sitting in all the meetings, going to rehab, going to meetings, dicing up coverages.
I mean, there was days I had him in the barbershop cutting. I mean, it was we had his ass work all the time.
Man, like I was a Swiss Army knife, and it was cool to just kind of sit back and see it all and take it all in.
Right.
But you know that whole thing, I was just there. I was rehabbing and I was offering anything that I could do to maybe help the team out in any way. It wasn't much, you know. I mean, I'm not saying nothing I was doing was probably noticeable, but it just felt good for me to be there. It was good for me, and you know, in turn, I had a special year being involved with that.
Some might say it was your energy that helped them.
You know, I mean, if that's a thing, like if there's somebody that can provide some energy and just like an uplifting thing, then maybe that was that. But I don't know. I feel a little bit weird being like, "Oh yeah, I brought good energy." I don't know.
Nothing weird about it.
That stuff matters, though, man.
Right now, we are looking for any kind of energy on the offense. I know what you brought to the table, and I don't blow smoke. I mean, fans of our show, our network, my video series, The Tape Never Lies, I talk the truth with the tape. You never disappointed with effort, energy, just making plays when the opportunity was there. You were a security blanket for players, and that's the kind of person you were in your career. If you look at your story, and obviously you're right here, I'd be saying this if you weren't right here. From quarterback in college, unknown, cast off, to seeing that twitchy white boy, holy shit, that dude's got athleticism. And then the first time I was watching when we had signed you, I was watching your Jags game, and you made this catch, and I think it was coming through the seam, and you adjusted your body to the ball with your tracking ability. And I'm like, wow, if this kid we haven't had an athlete like this since Olsen. And sure enough, you came here, you did it. And I want you to talk about this once. Obviously, in your intro, I put the one-handed catch against the Chargers. I want you to talk about the Rams game when you caught that simple curl. It's like, were you surprised how much speed you put on the table?
Here's the thing, man. I had speed, you know, throughout my career.
Right.
When I was a college quarterback, man, I was running all over the place.
Right.
And I carried some speed with me, but at that time I was getting older. I've been in the league for a little bit.
Right.
I'm playing tight end. I'm a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger. But I still carried it with me. And so when I caught that ball 2 yards in the flat, man, I turned up. Alshon made a really good block.
Yeah.
My dog Marquise Wilson, he was trailing behind me. I was separating from him a little bit. I give him some shit about that all the time. Like, bro, I was leaving you on that.
Yeah.
Washington State.
Yeah, that's my guy. And so I started rolling down the field, and I could feel a little bit of presence, right? So I actually peeked up at the video board
Yeah.
to see when to swerve on the old defender that was chasing me.
Yeah.
But man, I'll never forget that. You could hear the roar of the crowd.
Yeah.
When I split through, kind of split through the defense, and when everything kind of opened up, you could hear the crowd get louder. I was like, "Oh shit, we might take this one to the crib."
Yeah. Jay threw 2 passes that game for like 6 yards, and you bounced one. Jeremy Langford.
Yeah.
Do you remember who the starting quarterback was for the Rams that day?
Oh no.
Nick Foles. And he got benched. He didn't get hurt. He just got benched for ineffective play.
He couldn't do nothing while we were rolling on offense. That's
No.
That's
Is
funny.
there any interest in regards to coaching for you?
You know, man, I would love to selfishly, but I got a young family,
right,
that has sacrificed a lot for me to live out my dreams. You know, I got a 10-year-old daughter, 9-year-old son, and a 3-year-old son who have put a lot of their stuff on hold, right? So it's time for me to kind of be dad and husband for now. Kristen, she supported me since college, coming to all my games and doing all that stuff. So I would love to do it, you know, selfishly for me in that sense, but I think it's good for me to be home and spend some time with them.
Do you have a level where you'd like to be?
I would love to coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
But the time that takes,
right,
it requires a lot. You know, those coaches put in more time than us as players did. And that's how I know that.
That's why you see an offensive line coach getting his haircut at 10:30 at night, right?
I know Ron is putting in work with those guys. He's showing them all those pressures. So I know they're getting coached. We just got to execute better. If I could right now, I'd go coach some high school ball. Just because at that level, man, that's like
pure.
That's what it's pure football.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing else matters, man. It ain't scholarships. It ain't who you put the money into. There's nothing else except football. And I would love to do that, but that takes a little bit of time too. So we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. I was just talking to a young coach today. I'm shouting him out. It's like, I signed up to your patronage. And I was giving him some advice, like, why don't you coach? I go, I have a family. I learned from my dad. High school. My uncle Sam Vertigliano coached the Cleveland Browns, and I saw when I heard the stories of how many times, 32 times, he had to move and uplift his family.
Yeah.
Same with my other uncle, Larry Pasquale. He was a special teams coach, and it was more times.
Yeah.
My father had all these opportunities, and he said, no, family first. I'm going to coach high school.
Yes.
Stay here. And, you know, he's a legend here in Connecticut. And we were talking about you coming on the show tonight. And he's like, well, I want you to ask him one question for me, because he's very down on Nagy. And he thinks, you know, there's no bad student.
Right.
There's only a bad teacher. And when you get to that point of the NFL and you think you know it all, there's a point at which you got to take a look in the mirror and say, I got to be better, and I got to get down to the grassroots of what you're talking about in teaching fundamentals. Because, Zach, keeping it 100, man, Cody White here is going out there, and he is the best lineman, not even close. And he's doing his job, and everybody's erring around him. At some point, maybe Cody's not the guy that's going to yoke someone up and say, know your fucking assignment.
Yeah.
Or don't come out in this field. Someone has to do that, because I look at this team and it's affecting someone like Mitch Trubisky. Like you said, it doesn't matter who's back there. If we can't block it, we can't do it. So at some point, teaching fundamentals and keeping it simple I know he's tried this. He tried to fire. He fired Heastand. He hired Juan. He gave the play calls to Bill Lazor, and here we are now. So I know this is a long question to a short answer of praise to you. Would it be in your energy, your heart, to say we got to meet with the coach and say, Coach, we got to do something different now to help us win, because this defense is too good. And at what point does it start to separate that locker room?
Right. I don't feel like Coach Nagy is that type of guy, right? Like he doesn't carry around this pride that it's his way or no way, right?
Okay.
I've seen him come into locker rooms and say, listen, do this shit better. It might not be like the public doesn't see that, right? I've seen him physically come in and say, listen, pick this shit up, right? I've seen him have explosive, like the first year that he took over, that offense was explosive. It was dynamic. It was there. It was creative. It was fun, right? So it's there, and I know that it's there. I've seen it firsthand with him. I never had the privilege to actually play football for that guy, but if I could, I would lay everything on the line for him, because I know what type of person he is, and I know what type of football coach he is. He is incredible. We're having a shit year, right? We just are. We're not, and we're 5-5, so we're calling it a shit year. We had some breaks early, right? I don't know how this thing will finish out, right? I hope it's good,
right?
And we start competing, and this whole conversation just gets wiped away, because I know he's a great football coach. I know he's a great dude. I know he is good at rallying dudes. I know he's good at instilling energy. I know he's good at making this thing fun. Like there's a lot of positivity that I saw wrapped around him just as a soul, as a football coach and as a leader. So I wouldn't say that he needs to go and look at himself in the mirror, because I guarantee you he does that on his own. That man is accountable for his shit, and we're just not playing well, and they're trying to find a way to do that. Hopefully we can get to it, because like I said, man, I'd lay it all on the line for him if I had an opportunity to play football.
No higher endorsement right there, in my opinion. I mean, you kept it real there.
Yeah.
I put you on an island like Gilligan. You fucking became the skipper all of a sudden.
Hey, man. All good.
Can you pull out the guitar and just give us on?
I got nothing. I got them. They're all back there.
I'm putting you on the spot. But let me tell you, fans that haven't seen him, you gotta I don't know, do you have a YouTube video that people
I don't yet, man. I've been working on some stuff. So I got I got kind of lucked into the Brantley Gilbert concert here coming up next summer, if it ever happens.
Yeah.
Right.
With him and the Eli Young band and John Langston, a couple big hitters out there in the country world, and then little old me's gonna open up for him. So I started writing music when I got hurt. I just needed an outlet. And,
awesome.
Let's
Bro, I'm keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah.
I saw you jam. Like there's a energy about people. Like God speaks to people, right? And
yeah.
I'm watching you and I'm like, what the frig song is that? And I gotta shout out my wife. I'm like, I'm humming it. I'm like, and she's on the phone. I'm like,
She hit it.
And she's like, fabulous? It's fabulous.
Yeah,
I go, thank you. That was the song. I want to put that as his intro.
Hell yeah.
I got to give him a smile on his face, because nobody deserves a smile like you. If there is no COVID, Shane, I'm taking my family to see you.
We're there.
I'm taking
Absolutely.
my family to
Let's
see
go.
you, Zach. For real.
Hell yeah.
I'll come up and spit a few bars for you. That's how much I'll be like.
You're gonna have to lower the mic though, Zach. He's only 5'2".
5'7".
I can't stand up for too long. I'll be sitting down.
Speaking of that, Zach, how are you? You were talking about, you got into music with your injury. How are you? What are you still dealing with after effects from that?
So I got permanent nerve damage that I'll just deal with for the rest of my life, which is probably the worst part. Still got a little bit of dry foot, and I'll tell you, man, the worst part is my leg is numb from my knee down. to my foot, which drives me nuts. So it's just like it's sleeping. You know,
Yeah.
like you sleep on your arm or hit your funny
Is it like
bone.
pins and needles sleeping type of thing?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
And that's the worst part about it, but you can't do anything for nerves. I got a
No.
little bit of
Oh man. You
already got some issues in the knee joint with some pain, but football players can deal with pain, you know?
Yeah.
We knew what we were signing up with. This nerve shit ain't for me.
No. I hear you. I have the same. I chopped the end of my thumb off that they had surgically repaired, but my whole left thumb is numb.
Yeah.
And I still to this day, I grab shit and I drop it all the time. I can't imagine dealing with what you're dealing with because it's hard enough, and I'm just worried about a little finger. You're dealing with the whole leg, but that's a testament to your toughness, man. That's crazy.
They did a good job, putting me back together. So
yeah,
could be far worse.
That was a hell of a story how that unfolded, though, with the split decision to on the fly. Really could have really saved your life. Yeah.
They certainly did. It was that was a crazy day.
Bringing him back, Shane. Don't
Yeah.
do that, man.
No.
I
I hear you.
A piece of good
You're
music.
good.
No, I want to. I don't want to keep you too long because I know.
Yeah, I got to get going here in a bit. I
know.
got to put the kiddos to bed.
Just one last question and then one favor for us. Am I breaking up again?
You're good.
No, you're good.
Oh, good. Shane was spinning on my end. This internet sucks. We had a question. Who in a cage match would win, in your opinion? Cutler, Mitch, Nagy, or Tyler Bray?
Oh, shit.
Tyler Bray.
Tyler's a little too long to hop in.
Oh, McCown. He wanted to know McCown. I'm sorry. Mitch, Cutler, Foles, or McCown. Sorry.
Luke McCown or Josh McCown?
Josh. Luke.
I played football with Luke down
I
in
forgot about Luke down in Jacksonville.
Luke was the old general.
Luke.
Oh,
Duke.
Man. Cuddy, Mitch, Nick, or who? Or Tyler?
Or Foles.
Or okay. Jesus.
I'm just gonna push Foles out of there.
Foles is too slow. Yeah,
I don't think
Foles
he's
is-
good. I don't think he would
I'll
step
tell you
in the
what,
ring
man.
either.
Jay is sneaky strong.
Oh yeah.
Sneaky strong. I'm talking like solid strong.
Like
I was going with
yoke
Jay
up Brandon
myself.
Marshall strong?
Not yoked up, but like
No, I mean yoke him up. Could he surprise Brandon and throw him against the wall?
no, man. Now we're getting into, now I'm starting to shit could get interesting doing this. I mean, I probably got to go with Jay.
There you go.
Huh?
You know?
That was my choice, to be
Yeah,
perfectly
me too.
honest. I think Jay is the silent street fighter. You push him in the dude. Actually, Josh is throwing down two-hand slams too.
That guy's an athlete, and so is
Holy
Luke.
shit.
Luke guys out here doing 360s. We had a basketball hoop in Jacksonville, and you got Luke out there, and everybody's like, backup quarterback, man. This ain't. Hey, mashing on dudes. Like I'm talking like baseline.
Really?
Going down on someone.
Dominique?
Yeah, crazy. And then once guys saw the first one, like, oh shit, okay, this dude's a little athletic here.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you. I had one other question about COVID, real quick. How difficult do you think it is for these players to have no fans in the stands while they're playing these games? Real quick.
Man, I've thought about that. I've been asked that a couple times, and I feel like that's just probably one of the toughest things you could do because you play the game anywhere, right?
Right.
But the emotion that you get from 60,000 people screaming is unmatched. You really can't replicate that. You stand in the end zone, and everybody's going crazy, or you're sitting on the sideline in national anthem, airplanes flying over.
Exactly.
Like, you cannot recreate that in any way. You can't pump in fake crowd noise. It takes away so much of the emotion and the raw energy that you get from having the fans there. And I feel like it's a huge, not a good situation for everybody involved because, listen, man, we need football fans.
Yeah.
Fans need football, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get past this thing and we can get some stuff sorted out and get back to normal soon.
Well, fans love you. We need you.
It's reciprocated.
Seriously. I'm so proud to be on this show and have you come on and join us. I can't thank Lawrence enough, who's becoming a friend of the show, Claudio, and we'll keep bringing Lawrence on. I love to have you come back on with us. Just keeping it 100 with us on the Bears and football and life, man. That's what this show is about. We go into other topics and everything. Last question and favor would be if you could give us a station ID for the network. And that would be, hey, this is your boy Funky Fresh. Oh, yes. And you're listening. You're listening to the Tape Never Lies. You're keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies network. Can you do that?
Lawrence did it in one. Lawrence did it in one take.
Lawrence,
yeah, but he knew his own name. When I say it's gonna throw me off.
I'll solo you up.
I'm keeping it 100 with who?
You could say, listen, this is former Bears tight end Zach Miller. You're keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies network.
Go fuck yourself, Al Riveron. You can end it with that.
I'll count you down when you're ready. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm good.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Former Bears tight end Zach Miller here. Just keeping it funky fresh, keeping it 100 with my boys over at the Tape Never Lies.
Look at that.
Perfect.
One take. One take, Funk. Took Lawrence like 5. He forgot everyone's names. I still took Lawrence's.
That's the best barber that side of the Mississippi, man.
There you go.
I won't lie. I was in the barber shop with Claudio.
And I'm on mute. Listen, Zach. Listen, Zach.
Oh, he's trying
real
to
quick.
sneak
No,
another
real
question.
quick. No, it's not a
Real
question.
quick.
I monitor the comments on every guest that comes on here, and I gotta say, you got the most love from all these fans than any guest we've ever had on here. Especially if you could just do a quick shout out, Chicago Parker. This dude has been nonstop giving you love. Just give him a quick shout out.
Chicago Parker, man. I appreciate you, bro.
You are
I've felt the love since day one, man. Since I got to Chicago, there was just something about that, about the city and the great people there. And it blossomed into this huge, really lifelong relationship that I'll carry on with Bears fans and the people of Chicago. So I'll tell you what, I appreciate all the support. All the shit that I went through.
Yep.
Would have been a lot worse if I didn't have that big old Bears community and that Chicago community having my back. So I appreciate it.
Nice.
Well, we appreciate you coming on here, keeping it 100. With your boys at the Tape Never Lies Network, Draft Dr. Phil, Claudio, the barber, Shayne, the smartest man, and your guy. On both coasts, the best barber. We should have a barber competition, Claudio versus Lawrence on this network. That would be dope. See, and we'll get Zach. You could be a celebrity judge because you are a hair aficionado, as that woman said, a hair aficionado, and then we'll get somebody else.
Claudio's only good at one thing.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Come on, Claude.
This is what we do here, Zach. We love you, man.
I love it.
Thank you for spending so much time with us and taking the time out, man. Absolutely love you. God bless you. Hope you come back. We'd love to have you back if you love chilling out and talking.
Yeah, we can do it again.
Thanks, man.
Give your wife and family our best. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you.
All right, Lawrence.
All right.
See y'all.
All right. Lawrence is leaving too?
Oh, no.
No.
You want to stay?
Say goodbye to Lawrence, for God's sake.
No, say goodbye to Zach.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I thought you were saying
Claudio's
bye.
trying to take over your title.
Nah, bro. Listen, it's all good. It's all good. Whenever you come back out here, bro, I can't wait for you to check out the new digs, the new shop. And
Yeah, Claude's got a new shop.
Yeah, that's what a block over, right? Or
yeah, about
over?
yeah, like maybe couple blocks down. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's not far.
Good.
Same road. Yeah.
Big.
Nice.
We've been hearing big things about this.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's almost. I sent some pictures to him, but it ain't his shop yet. But you know, it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's not there yet. It's
Not there yet.
We gotta thank Zach Miller. What a great dude.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Keeping it real, breaking down the Bears, his life, music, COVID, his freaking injury. He answered it all, man. I mean, what more?
Well, that's why him and I have become really good friends, man. Because he's about as straightforward and a really good dude. And
He seems authentic. Very authentic.
He's extreme.
That's a very good word, Claudio, especially for you.
Well, like he was saying, man, he has a young family, so with him having a wife and kids, I mean, he's got his shit together and he's got a good head on his shoulders. So anything that's involved with him is usually a positive thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was blown away. I'm just pissed at my goddamn internet. I just fixed it, got everything up and running, and then tonight, everything's running fine except the uploading. Was I freezing up now?
Not right now. You were there towards the end. You were hit and miss.
Unbelievable. I might, while you guys maybe take over, they're gonna go up.
You're good right now, Phil. I wouldn't even
am I?
fuck with it. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. I'm worried about it.
You've been good for a while.
And plus, we
got another.
I feel like
another
I feel like my background. Looking at us four, my background looks like shit comparison to you guys. You guys got the full backdrops. You got the Phil. You got the chair. I mean,
I'm in the studio here. Let me see. We got
Shane, you got like the love room over there.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Making babies, man.
Hey, so Phil, is that strictly for being like doing the podcast and whatnot?
Yeah,
your room.
It's strictly the.
And I would assume Shane, you too.
Yeah, this is actually just like a little office, and this is an. I just have the. I don't even know if you can see just the lights, but my studio is. Yeah, my studio is under construction currently.
Nice.
So.
Playoffs.
Yes.
The house here. Claudia, where you at?
I'm in my
Dunkin' Donuts.
Remember I showed you the shop? I had those two other rooms.
Yes.
So I literally got one room dedicated just for this.
Fixing it up. See that thing behind him? I gave him the flag. He didn't put it up.
No, I haven't got a chance to put it. It's a big flag.
I gotta help you.
You gotta move stuff, Claudia.
I do. I got a lot of stuff back there though. There's some.
Funk needs to come
some.
in.
There's the
home.
Funk knows that statue. Remember that statue? Funk?
I do.
Yeah.
Is that the one Brett Mailey's gonna be?
Yeah, he's
assessing?
on Brett Mailey. Yeah, he praised it. Little
he already
less
did.
than I wanted. Yeah, but that's all. It's all good.
Hey, no one does appraisals like.
No,
Brett
he knows his
Mailey.
shit. He knows his shit.
All right.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out though. With that coming on and hanging out and shooting the shit and keeping it 100 with you guys.
Of course, we appreciate it.
That's all that's what he did. I was so impressed with how he brought it tonight. Not even blowing smoke.
He doesn't. No reason to blow smoke. He doesn't. He's not. He'll tell the truth, man. I mean, he's not gonna, knock anybody, but he's definitely gonna tell the truth and keep it exactly how it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed with his thoughts on Nagy because I see the opposite. So it's good to hear what.
Yeah, for him to say that he's willing to lay everything he's got on the line and believes in that head coach, that says a whole bunch to me. I mean, that's a guy that's been there, and let's be honest. Like you said, Lawrence, he's not gonna out anybody, but I don't think he's saying anything like that if he's getting negative feedback from his boys.
No,
if you know what I'm saying.
And he sure wouldn't say it just to appease anybody, neither.
Yeah,
right.
he's.
I mean, I cut Nagy the past couple of seasons. I would shave his head and line his beard every single week. So I know him on a personal level, and I never played with him, but I see him at work and I'm there in the facility. I mean, he's a really good dude and he works hard and his intentions on winning are there. But like Zach said, there's a lot of complications, not just with this person or that person. It's literally across the board. So, unfortunately, Nagy gets the brunt of it, or Ryan, or whoever it did. But deep down, like how Zach said, man, Nagy's a badass dude, and I back him 100%. Whether we're losing or not, he's still my guy, and I think that we definitely got some positives, and if we can get through the couple issues that we're having, I think that we have a badass squad.
Oh yeah, I mean our defense is keeping us in these games.
Oh,
if our offense could just be 20% more efficient,
a little bit better,
we would be be in a way better spot.
Yes, definitely.
But I guess Phil's having more issues, so we want to take a question from the. How about somebody in the chat? Let's get some questions from the chat. Maybe we get some questions here for Shane or Lawrence.
Yeah,
see what's going on.
Have them fire away, and we got Cars.
We got a guy that loves Nagy in the green room.
Yeah, we got Cars here. I'm looking for his little. I don't know. I can't find it. So I'm just gonna add him in here. I don't know,
There
Lawrence. I don't think you were. Cars wasn't
keys.
here. This is our resident Bears nerd. He's our analytical guy here. That he's a big Matt Nagy fan. We've been pissed off the way that everything's unfolded. So this is Cars is taking the W tonight because Lawrence is sticking up for Nagy, and Zach Miller just gave him a huge vote of confidence. So Cars, you got to be happy about that. And Phil's not on, so this is a big win for you.
I don't even know what to do right now. Like I might be able to talk right
like the
now.
Twilight
This is
Zone.
kinda crazy.
Holy shit.
No 5-minute introduction on with people shitting on my stance to begin. So I mean, this is pretty positive for me.
We can talk about Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's talk about the NBA for the next 20
there you go.
It's gone and something where it's a little chippier. So for sure.
But I don't know if Cars. I don't know if you got to hear Miller. Zach gave a huge vote. He said he would be willing to lay everything he has on the line for Matt Nagy, believing in him as the coach. And I mean, that's like Lawrence said, he's a no nonsense guy. He's not coming out and just spitting shit out to make the masses happy. He's going to come out and speak the truth. So I think that's something like that can't be undersold. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, the locker room hasn't been lost. We kind of take shots and think that it has, but you don't get that sense from anybody inside of it. You know, outside of A-Rob's agent throwing shade in every which direction.
Yeah,
right? Like,
he is.
Cordero is sitting there talking about he'll ride or die with him. You know, Zach's doing it, and he has worked himself into like the all-time Bear conversation of just like fan favorites. And if he's willing to do it in some of these others, I think, I think we're just sadly seeing where we are talent-wise. And I told you the other day, Shane, I was trying to write something about all the draft picks and everything. And every time I do, I get so nauseated at like all the picks we've given up that have never done to anything. And you just can't overcome that in the NFL. Nothing kills a team faster than picks that don't work out. And
it's true.
That's where we are. So
do we have?
I wish I was chippier, but
we got a question. We got a question right here.
Where's Carr's eyebrows?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I need to start microblading or whatever.
I think Shane stole them. I think Shane stole your eyebrows.
Yeah, you guys gave me the complex. I got everybody thinks I got these fake eyebrows, Lawrence. It's crazy. So
you got fake eyebrows over there?
No, I don't.
You just got
I don't see there.
He gets them threaded every week so they stay bushy and
Hey, what I'm trying to figure out, Cars, is how the hell do you know about microblading?
I'm in a house filled with women and little girls that watch YouTube videos on all of this, and that's my story, and I'm 100% sticking to it. That's exactly where I'm going.
One of my friends' wives got that shit. Ain't cheap either. Holy, some of that it's
my
like
wife got
crazy.
That.
My wife does makeup for a living, and she was talking about getting her eyebrows microbladed. I'm like, how much is that? And I forgot what she said, but it was several $100s. I'm like,
oh yeah, my wife got it. It was like $500 or something.
Yeah, Phil does it.
Yeah, that's done.
Phil gets it done. Yeah, all the time. Yeah. So do you have it? Do you have any more appointments tonight, Lawrence?
No. Thank God. I snuck out of the Juan and Champ Kelly appointments. That was a good thing. So no, I'm done for the night, and tomorrow I just gotta, like I said, the day at the facility. So
Nice.
Here's a real question here. How about this, guys? Where does the blame lie for lack of development on offense beyond the obvious offensive line issues?
Well, I think it's. I mean, it's got to be the G. Hey, you can defend Matt Nagy. Like I said, he can be a good coach, but he's got to be held accountable too. But it's up above him. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I thought about asking Zach this, but I mean, at some point, I don't want to put him on the friggin' shooting line so much. I still don't think winning is the number one priority in Chicago with ownership and the team president. I think that they like to talk about it, but when you have a guy that's leading this franchise and Ted Phillips, that's an accountant that doesn't really know much about football and has openly admitted it, and you've been on, with this franchise since 1984, I think they said. It's just I wish that they could revamp everything from the top down, get a football guy in here, because we've said it here. You have to be maniacal with that, and I mean, this is the Chicago fucking Bears. And we get one season, and then it's what we've seen, and it's this team just makes everything. When they're good, it makes everything better. I mean, the NFL as a whole is better when the Chicago Bears play good football.
Is phenomenal.
The city is booming. Yeah, when Chicago's winning.
Yeah,
I remember the 12-4 season. I mean, that was the. Let's see. I mean, that was my first season at the facility. I already had been cutting a lot of the guys, but that was my first season at the facility. And the energy in the facility and the energy at the stadium, when I go to the games, I have sideline passes, so I'm on the sidelines and I'm underneath the stadium where the player, family, and friends room is. Everybody is going crazy, and like you said, the city of Chicago is so much better of a city when the Chicago Bears are actually winning. When we're putting in some work and we're getting wins. I mean, the on every front page of the newspaper, every time you turn a corner, there's the Chicago Bears headlines that we're winning and things like that. So definitely the city of Chicago is definitely a better city when not only Chicago Bears, but Chicago professional sports teams are winning.
Sure.
Well, Cubs.
I think it speaks to a whole bunch. I mean, everybody, we know who the Chicago Bulls are and what they've done. I mean, 6 titles in 8 years, and this is still a Bears town.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that speaks a whole bunch to what it is, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know this fan base is so rabid, and come on, man, we deserve so much better than what we saw the other night on national TV. This is
a franchise that promoted a guy because he got a stadium deal that sucks, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Ted Phillips.
and increased the value of the franchise, which is seemingly all that folks are really excited about. So it's, I tweeted the other day, right? The record under Ted Phillips is 168 and 178. There are something like 5 10-win seasons in the 21 years that he's been team president. There's been no perennial Pro Bowlers drafted since Devin Hester in 2006, right? They've had a top 15 offense 3 or 4 years in 21 years under Ted Phillips. Like it's not just like top 15. It is, we're either 15th or we are 21st. That is the difference of all of this. And so all these things, as modern era has changed for football, what's the one thing that stayed constant? We're a great defensive team. We usually are a really good one, except when Bob Babich is calling plays. And then we're a terrible offense. And when we finally get an offense, right, our quarterback gets injured in an NFC championship game. That's it. Like we have never, as a franchise, adjusted, whether it's increasing scouting staffs, personnel, player development, all of those positions. We don't invest in like the rest of the team and rest of the teams. And the teams that don't invest in it are historically Cincinnati, Detroit, all these organizations that don't draft well, don't develop well, and sadly, I mean, if you really look at it, we've been in that tier at least this last decade, and it's this season more than any, it's really coming back to bite us.
Yeah.
But this is my self-help book, so everybody, let's actually take a minute and hug each other, so we don't.
Phil, while you were gone, we were talking to Lawrence, and he said, by the looks of it, it looks like you microblade your eyebrows.
Yeah.
No. No. I never get my eyebrows done.
We took a different turn while you were gone, my man.
I guess so.
We went into a lot of beauty tips. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, Shane was showing us his fake
my eyebrows. Yeah, my fake ones.
Showed him?
Yeah. See?
It's got that Aladdin curve.
I do. So I got to kill. These fuckers give me a complex. I've never seen a bunch of more disgruntled fucks than our fans in the chat room giving me a complex about my eyebrows.
Well, I mean, what else are we going to talk about, right? Like, I don't want to sit down and talk about how bad we suck. Let's just make fun of each other.
Exactly. That's right. That's what it's all about.
Do you want to go into our segments here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
Start it off every week. Bear up, bear down.
Phil Ottochian, Shayne Marsaw, the Tape Never Lies Network.
A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up. This week, Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne Marsaw, the smartest man. Bear ups and bear downs of the week.
Yes, bear up, bear down. This week, I'm going to kick it off because I'm in the spot here, I guess.
Oh, so that's why you left,
down.
so you could go first. Got it.
Maybe, I don't know. But that means I go last and bear up. I guess bear down is a lot easier than bear up this week.
I hear
As you know, if you're listening new, bear down is the bad player in the game. Bear up is the opposite. It's dyslexia, as Cars would say, our nerd. Bear up, bear down. Our bear down, we always start with a negative. My bear down, I'm watching this tape this week, and it's really hard to choose because there's so many, but really ultimately I got to go with old reliable, and that's Chucky Leno. I know PFF gave him a great grade. He's your best of worst. That's what it's basically. He's your best of worst. I didn't see that on the tape. I just see a guy that's not physical at the point of attack, and when you need physicality, somebody has to step up. Cody Whitehair was playing with physicality. I don't have to question that, but Charles Leno continues to baffle me in situational football. He should be the guy leading this team with the experience he has. I don't care what round you're picked in. Just look at Zach Miller. He was picked in the 6th round. You decide who you are as a player. Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. He was picked in the 6th round. It doesn't matter where you're at or where you're going. It's where you're at the moment, and where you start. It's where you finish. And really, ultimately, Charles Leno, you are my bear down this week. And fuck PFF. Lawrence. We're going to go down, up, down, up. We normally don't have a 5-man panel.
Yeah.
You watched the game, so who was your letdown player?
You know what, man? I was going to touch on it with just like you said. I mean, the entire team, I think was my letdown just because it's – I can't
do that.
No, he can do it. Absolutely.
Against the rules.
No,
you're suspended. You're suspended.
No.
All right, I'll see you again.
See, my rules go back to the contract that I have with the Bears. I can't really,
Right.
I can't
There you
specifically
go.
point out
Can't
anybody.
say
But realistically, I just think that the whole team. I mean, it just
Okay,
as a whole, we've been struggling. So that's my Bears down.
There you go.
That clarity of covering your ass was awesome. And I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I give you credit. Put me back. Just like the internet here continues to fuck me over, even though I paid big money for the new router, the moat.
God, we're old people complaining about the internets.
Yeah.
Claudio.
Yeah, so I'll do what Lawrence probably wanted to do, maybe. Bill Lazor. Listen, Bill Lazor takes over the play calling, and I'm sorry, it was not much better. I mean, there's, I'm not a football guru, but I mean, when they're blitzing on third downs, you make the receivers do slants, and you do quick slants, and you get yards, and they weren't doing that. And other plays, there were just so many other plays me and Phil are watching. I'm just like, dude, what is this dude doing? And then the Wildcat. Yeah. All of a sudden, the Wildcat. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I'm not saying give Nagy the play calling back, but this was not a good showing from Bill Lazor. So Bill Lazor is me and Lawrence's bear down. Just joking. I'm just joking. That was me that said that.
Cars.
Holy fuck! How do I pick one?
You take the whole team. It's been done before.
So my 1A through D. Honestly, I'm gonna go back to my bigger disappointment, especially with how the season started. It's Jimmy Graham for me. He can't run block. We've known that. He's not generating separation. He looks like, early on, I thought he was getting separation. He's really not anymore. We kind of, especially with Tariq gone, we paid him to be a difference maker, right? And he was supposed to be a mismatch piece. And right now, I mean, he's a nothing, and he's a must cut. And so there's a lot of other people I could have gone with, but I don't know. Jimmy Graham is just been a huge disappointment for me. So Jimmy Graham is my bear down.
Whoa.
I guess I'm going now, and I'm going to go with a guy that Lawrence just recently cut his hair for the first time. Number 9, Nick Foles, man. That was, he was brought in here. I understand he doesn't have what he needs up front, but there was times where he had a pocket. He's missing guys on a slant pass for 6 wide open, and he doesn't even see him, and this dude's 6'6", and it's literally right in front of him. He missed a touchdown throwing into the flat. It's those little things can't, when you're a struggling offense and your quarterback is missing guys for pitch and catch touchdowns, it's unacceptable. There's no other way around it. And then
it was a bad game.
Terrible game.
And then
yep, he went out, and I'm not going to blame him for getting hurt the way that he did, because he came down pretty hard. Did you notice Nagy called him 260 pounds in the press conference? I'm like, what the hell?
Weigh that much? No,
I don't think so.
He's 225.
Lawrence, you were there. He's not 260, is he?
He could probably be, he's a tall guy though.
Yeah.
So the 260 probably could come into play because I think he's 6'6" or 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big boy.
But holy shit,
but he's 260 though.
But he's
also
solid.
Mac
is 260.
Is he pretty solid? 260.
That's Big Ben size, right?
Yeah.
I cut Akeem Hicks, and he's 370, I think. So
it's like half.
I think he's a little different, but realistically, he's a big boy, but I don't think he's 260. Though.
Nah, I don't either. Nagy pointed that out in the presser. He's like, he's 6'5", 260, and I'm like, what?
That's Phil's 5'5", right? Just as
the fish was this big when I caught it.
40 pounds of that was hair. That's what
right, exactly. But yeah, Nick Foles, when you have the plays right in front of you, as a quarterback, struggling offense, you have to make them. So, Nick Foles, you're my bear down.
Why did you cut his hair? Did you give him a fade?
Yeah, I gave him a really nice taper on the sides, nice side part, like a gentleman's cut. Took all the length off the sides and the back. I mean, I took it way down. I mean,
Nice.
he looks like a
Different
GQ
person.
model when I got done with him. I mean, he literally looked like a different person.
Could you?
Really?
Well, we were hoping maybe you could make him look like a quarterback, Lawrence. We don't need a GQ model.
Oh.
That was tough.
Shots deservedly fired.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
Deserved.
Hey, boys, I hate to let my phone. It just popped up. I got 10% battery.
All right.
But I don't want it to like cut out and then I just disappear on you guys.
Yep. So
I just want to give you guys heads up that I'm going to be leaving here soon. But before you guys get to the bear up, I just want to give you guys thanks for having me on, and it was a great time. It's always a pleasure talking with you guys.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
You're the best, Lawrence.
Yep.
I don't care what Zach Miller says. I think both
both sides of the Mississippi.
Both sides.
Yeah, both sides.
If people want to go get a haircut, where could they find you?
Anybody in Chicago, stop by, visit Funk's Barbershop. Come see Lawrence the Barber. We're always keeping it 100 at Funk's Barbershop.
Nice.
Tape never lies with my boys Phil, Shane, and my boy Claudio. Cars,
Yep.
I just met you, but
Yes.
nice talking to you for the past 10 minutes.
Hey, I'm the only one in Chicago that could actually get a haircut from you. So I mean, this is pretty nice.
I'm at Dearborn and Congress, right on the corner.
All right, very good. Yeah.
Come see me whenever you get a chance, or stop in and have a whiskey or something.
There you go.
I mean,
Both.
Cars will be the drunk guy with an edible on his lap, waiting for his haircut over the corner.
He loves these edibles. This guy.
they're so delicious. It's terrible.
Well, and it's legal, so you know it's all right.
Right.
That's right.
There you go. Illinois.
Connecticut's not legal yet, right? Or is it?
No.
Only medicinal.
No.
Only medicinal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not
here,
not recreational.
recreational. Yeah.
Well,
Which is
Guys
good.
are
It's good
living
for
it
you,
up.
Claudio, when you come into town.
that's right.
He doesn't. No, he
The
doesn't.
only
do
time
that
I do
stuff.
it is when I go to Chicago.
No.
Oh my god.
Well, it's great having Lawrence again, man. Thank you for bringing
Yeah,
Zach on, man.
appreciate
That
it.
was awesome, dude. And
Yeah,
now you
absolutely,
got to
guys.
top it. Now you got to top it. You got to tell Zach to bring Cuddy on next time. You, Cuddy, and Zach.
Last time Zach was at the house, Cutler called him on FaceTime, was trying to get him to fly out to or come back to Chicago for like an overnight deal and shit. So but like we were saying earlier, man, Cutler's a good dude, man. You know.
Yeah. Did he ever find his dog? He was on that Instagram campaign looking for his dog. Cuddy was.
Oh,
He
I
ever?
didn't- no.
Yeah, he lost
I didn't
his
even know
dog.
he lost his dog. The
Yeah.
Rottweiler or his dog, his girl's dog.
Yeah,
The big one.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bane
So
is his dog's
Yep,
name.
Bane. Yep, that was the one that he lost.
Holy shit! I'm gonna have to text him. I didn't even know he lost his dog. That's crazy.
Yeah, he had a thing on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't kept up on it. Instagram's kind of hard to. You start following a few people and then you fall behind on catching up on the stories. But we won't keep you, man. We appreciate you, Lawrence. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me on, boys, and then just keep me in touch, man. I'd love to come on anytime.
Of course.
Perfect. Thanks, man.
man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, gents. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy your night.
Later.
Right, you too.
All right.
All right, bye.
We're gonna double down here, Shane. Right back in. Lawrence is a great dude. Really, Claudio bringing it with this.
Phil's falling
Thanks, Phil.
apart. Oh yeah, it's bad.
It's the worst thing I've ever
Dude,
seen.
it's crazy.
How did I get to 1.7 upload cars? It's like
Cars. Fix it, Cars.
Oh,
don't
God, do you
understand.
understand? I want everybody to understand. I have to be the flippin' geeks. I'm sorry, I can swear in here. The fucking geek squad for all these people. What router do I do?
I know.
router?
I texted him.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You
God.
should have seen me on Sunday. Cars was my fucking lifeline on Sunday. I was asking him every little detail, and I'm like, Cars, I'm on my way to Best Buy. I just bought the Orbi.
I bought the Orbi too, and it's been tremendous. Like right now, cars, I'm getting 400, 500, 600 download rather, and then when we go to upload, it turns around and it's like 1.2. Now it's at
Usually
30.
would
Now
tend
it's at
to
20.
mean if you're seeing it pretty low, like the speed will never be consistent, but if it's low, it usually means that there's an issue.
Yeah, there's some sort of issue in my line. They texted Cox.
Yep.
Communications.
Yep. So usually they're gonna have to change one of the filters and the plugs somewhere along the way where it comes from the yard into the house.
So right now I got 486.2 download, 28.2 upload. So that hopefully will stay right there. I'm praying.
Perfect.
I'm praying that'll stay.
You're about the clearest that we've seen you all night right now. So
right. Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's driving me nuts, guys. I tried to reset the modem.
There you go. Richard Gordon figured out your problem.
That's the issue right
It's
there.
it's all right, Glenn. We know what's going on with your home internet. It's fine.
There you go.
So bear up, Phil.
Bear up. Bear up. Shane, it starts with you because we go around and snake it.
I'm taking the easy way out, and I think I've had this guy for a couple of weeks in a row. 58, Roquan. I continue to watch him, and it makes me very, very happy that he is the guy that we drafted him to be. I mean, there was legitimate questions, let's be honest, last year if Roquan was going to be any type of a piece moving forward. And this guy was he perfect the other night? No, but he's out there making plays everywhere. And I still want them to deploy him as a blitzer more because they do it in a limited fashion, but every time they do it, he gets home. And he sacks the quarterback, and we saw it again. So, Roquan Smith, you're my bear up.
Nice. Cars.
Jesus, is there a positive in this thing? So I have two ways I want to go, but someone else go so I can pick. Like, just someone else go.
I'll go. It was kind of easy because, I mean, Cordarrelle Patterson, he had that huge run back. I mean, ties. I think tied the most ever in a career, and he wasn't a prolific runner, but he was running hard. Every time he got the ball, he was getting in there. He wasn't pussyfooting around, and so I think he had a really good game, and the one he kept us in it, with that return. So. Cordarrelle Patterson is my bear up, along with a lot of people in the chat. I saw a lot of people. Richard Gordon, a lot of people liking him. So definitely Patterson. Yep.
It's a good choice.
Is that enough time? You got enough time for you, Cars?
Yeah, because I'm going to pick two because I hate Phil. So I'm just going to take two away from him.
Fuck it.
I'm going to go out anyway.
So I'm going to do Brent Urban and McCullers.
My God. You're taking two.
Oh, that's right.
I was going to do Brett Urban, too.
Brett Urban was my...
Well, fine. You can have him if your video ever unfreezes. But since you're frozen, I'm going to take this time to talk for 20 minutes uninterrupted.
Oh, my God. It's the Claudio and Carr show.
Hey, buddy. This is weird. We get to talk right now.
Let's see all the viewers drop.
This is our moment to shine.
This is it.
Right?
This
is
it's
what
all been a
everybody...
setup. It's all been a setup just for me and you to take over this show.
Finally. Everybody really is wanting to hear more of you and I, so I think this just really works.
This is it. And it's free, too. Don't got to pay for it.
This is beautiful. No, so I picked Brent and McCullers just simply because look, the run defense was looking bad, and McCullers coming in really made a big change. I thought we were going to take more of a step back when Hicks got injured, and that really didn't happen. And Brent Urban's wife may be one of the best football wives to follow
her
on
Twitter
all of Twitter.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, it's amazing. But her husband has just been all over the field. So those two, when you've seen the improvement in the run defense, when it came from like, oh God, Derrick Henry is going to destroy us, and then Dalvin Cook they're two of the biggest reasons why that didn't happen. So
Am I
Brent
back here?
And what? No, I think you should disconnect again and
I
test
switched
out.
over from Firefox to Chrome. Maybe that'll help. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on because it's frustrating. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I know all about it.
I know.
All right, Phil. Go ahead. Real quick. You're up.
Well, he took the two guys one of which I was going to take. But when I look around here, Kyle Fuller, the way he plays out there and the effort he gives. I mean, that one play against Thielen where he comes across his face, dives, bats that down. That's just to showcase the guy that's going after it, putting in the work. They didn't attack him much at all. They didn't really have to because Pagano was a lot of zoned concepts behind, and you really saw what transpired out there. But Kyle Fuller, even in the run game, you saw him setting the edge, coming up, filling in the alley. I really liked the way he played. So if I was to pick somebody other than Brent Urban, and that would be it.
Urban was my go-to guy if somebody else was going to take Roquan.
Yeah, Roquan was the best player in the game on defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was the best player on the field, and then outside of him and Justin Jefferson, they were the only two that really.
Oof, man, that he's special.
Yeah, he's good. He is good.
Yeah, he's a good
Can't forget about
player.
Mac. I mean, we can't forget about Mac too. We got to throw Mac in there.
Never heard of him.
Oh my God.
Huge. I know he's
Hold
overrated.
on. I'm gonna read the stat sheet because that's gonna tell me if he's worth anything.
Yeah.
So hold on. Yeah, no.
I should have picked
it's not
Mac,
worth-
actually.
I heard he's in witness protection.
Robert Quinn, I think, legit is, but I think
I'm going to be in fucking... Am I freezing again?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah,
Your
you've been
audio's.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll get this figured out. I mean, it's bad, Phil. So like I said, we'll move these along and probably end up wrapping it up a little bit earlier than normal. But that'll do our bear ups. And I don't know. Do you want to skip the tweets? Phil's staring off into space.
I know. Where's the freeze frame for him? You got to freeze frame his shot.
Well, Claude, we can wait. Like I said, I know how frustrating it is.
Cut it out. We can cut it out.
Yeah, we can wait on the tweets. I know it's going to end up upsetting everybody, but we'll end up wrapping it up a little bit earlier than normal. I know I can literally feel Phil's fury right now because he's thought he had everything fixed, but obviously
he's so ripping pissed right now.
I don't blame him, man. It's frustrating.
I know. Trust me,
it's terrible.
I've been dealing with it, and there he is.
I plugged it into the satellite Orbi. Now I've tried everything.
Want the tweets?
Every day I've worked on this internet to get it right, and I felt like I solved it only to go live and have.
We're gonna need a Tape Never Lies breakdown of when Cox Cable comes to fix your internet issues, and we'll.
Jesus, I don't want to be that. Like if I think I get yelled at on this thing, oh Jesus!
It's a tough. I can't even believe that this is happening. To be perfectly.
Well, I told everybody, Phil, when like I said, we'll move we'll move on to cut it out and go from there and wrap it up because it's.
You don't want to do the tweets, no.
Yeah, it's.
All right.
I mean, I can do them real quick, even without Phil, if you want to. Phil, or do you want to attempt it? Yeah, he's frozen. Yeah, you're frozen again.
No music. Just put it up.
Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll go through it here real quick. Let me go through the stuff here. So the dumbest tweet of the week isn't really a dumb tweet per se, but the Chicago Bears lead the NFL in pass attempts through 10 weeks.
That's okay. That's our identity. There you go.
I guess we've been begging for one, but I understand where they're, you got to pass the football to score some points, but it's just not functional with this team. So that's my one dumb one for this week. And here's a tweet of the week. And doesn't really make much sense since Zach Miller kind of put us in our place. But here's the comparison between Matt Nagy and Mark Trestman, which hurts my soul a little bit. Points scored 549, 602. Pass yards are actually eerily close. Win-loss 15-8 and 11-12. But I mean, I'll say this: I'll take Matt Nagy as a head coach over Mark Trestman.
Yeah, he was bad
any day of the week. But this is actually one of the best tweets that I've ever seen, and this is what I want to talk about. And I think Phil's going to have to include this in a couple of our Patreon pop-up shows so we can get this to start rolling. Chicago Bears fans and NFL fans, if you vote for Yannick Ngakoue, if you hate the Minnesota Vikings, if he makes the Pro Bowl, the Minnesota Vikings lose a 4th-round draft pick. So we need all Chicago Bears fans, all NFL fans, if you hate the Minnesota Vikings, to vote for Yannick Ngakoue for the Pro Bowl.
Explain how that works. I've never heard of something like that. What do you mean?
It's part of the conditions to the trade. So they've given up a pick, and then there's a conditional. They add conditions to the pick, and it could be plays X amount of snaps in the season, or does enough tackles or whatever it is. And for this one, it was makes the Pro Bowl. So if he makes the Pro Bowl, they lose an additional 4th, and we as sure as shit want that to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Bears fans, head over to NFL.com/Pro Bowl, vote, and be sure and drop your vote for Yannick Ngakoue, because if the Vikings can lose a 4th rounder, hey, what the hell? I'm all on board for it.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable day. Unbelievable internet issues on top of maybe you can get a 4th-round pick away from the fucking Vikings who beat you on Monday night.
We will take it. But Claudio, are you prepared?
Yeah, I got my scissors, so I'm ready.
I will roll your intro here, and let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, cut it out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you must have been at the top of your fucking class.
It's Claudio the Barber.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Just cut it out.
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 Cut it out. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Man, cut that shit out. Cut it out. Cut it out.
It's Cut It Out with Claudio the Barber. Hey, you gotta let me talk, Phil. Hey, you gotta let me speak. Claudio is gonna be bringing a new sense to Keeping It 100. It's Cut It Out with Claudio on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Wow.
Yes.
Claudio.
Never gets old. Never gets old, that intro. I love
Never gets old.
Love it.
Maybe
Cars
you
is still jealous that he doesn't
maybe
have
you
a long
could
intro like that.
Cut Phil's internet out, maybe.
I think that's what somebody did. I think somebody already beat me to it.
Nah, I feel for you, man. It's.
Is it still cutting now?
No. You're good right now, but
crazy, man.
Cars can speak for me. He saw how pissed off I was the other day. I'm like, dude, I'm so mad. It's at an unhealthy level right now. When I was dealing with my shit on Saturday after the pop-up show, but Claude, I'll get this rolling for you with your number one. Take her away.
Let's do it. Yep. Here we go.
Unmute, Claude.
I got to unmute. Okay, listen. Refs, cut it out with these not being penalties here. How, if this was pretty boy fucking Brady or fucking, whiny ass little bitch Rodgers, that's a fucking penalty. But because it's Foles, that's not a penalty. And then here, please, he fucking suplexes this fucking dude. How? How is that not a penalty? Cut it out, refs. Okay? Keep it fucking. You're right there. You're looking right at him. Is your mask over your fucking eyes? Cut it out. There we go. Oh, it's still going. We'll watch it again.
Still going.
We'll watch it again. Look at this. It's like fucking WWE. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
Come
God.
on. Seriously, cut that shit out, refs.
Say it like Maron.
Maronazzo. No, but for real, I mean, come on. Howard, not one of those plays was a penalty. And if that was Brady, if that was somebody else, those are getting thrown.
Look how crystal clear Claudio is tonight.
I know, because I'm on.
I guess it's 1 of 4. Like one of the 4 every week's got to have
amazing.
the issue.
Amazing.
All right, you
all right, no, you guys
lathered up, ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
See how the Vikings respond.
Unmute.
We'll throw it away. Patterson's
Play it over again. My bad. I always fucking forget the mute. I always fucking forget the mute. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, grab your scissors. Point to the fucking mute button. You ready?
Go ahead.
All right, let's go.
All right, listen, Nagy, forget about trying to catch this ball. Look it. Coach, don't try to catch. Just coach. All right? So listen, cut it out. Listen, I think we know who taught Anthony Miller how to do one-handed catches. Nice job. Nice catch there, Coach. Cut it out. I mean, listen, dude. You're dropping balls like you're dropping balls on your fucking play calls. Fucking horrible. Cut it out. I mean, listen. I mean, maybe one of those balls should hit one of the O linemen and wake them the fuck up. Cut it out.
That might help.
Yeah, that might help. There you go.
Drop the ball several times.
Exactly. I think, like I said, he's looking like Anthony Miller there, trying to catch it with one hand. I thought that was kind of funny. We're watching the game, me and Phil. I'm like, oh, that's got to be uncut it out. Nagy trying to catch a ball. So there you go.
All right, now you can hit your mute button.
No, I can't. Oh shit! What are you gonna do?
I'm freezing again.
Phil is frozen.
Cox Communications. We are experiencing trouble in your area.
Yeah, that's what I got on Saturday.
Oh,
wow.
So it's like, I don't get it, man. So that's a Cox thing then?
Yep.
Yeah. That would make sense. I mean, if your upload speed is that drastically
oh my God.
dropped.
Phil, can you get it
all over the place?
Can you get Xfinity? You can't get Xfinity where you are?
They have a monopoly in this area of like who you can have versus who you
can you get Frontier?
You can get Frontier.
Yeah, they're even worse.
They're bad too.
Yeah.
They're worse. They're bankrupt, supposedly. They're going to bankruptcy. But I obviously am feeling the pain of this unbelievable situation because I thought I resolved it with the purchase of the Orbi, and it has been working tremendously.
Cars, you have a question from the lady of the Tape Never Lies Network, Cherie.
Someone said that they could not stop staring at my eyebrows.
There's a bunch of eyebrow stuff.
This is really making me uncomfortable. Usually it's people get lost in my eyes and not in my eyebrows. So
he's bragsing us. He's bragsing us now.
You take that back right now, or I will give you shitty tech advice for the rest of time.
Bishu. Well, I think
Bishu.
Yeah, Bishu.
Sorry.
But yeah, let's wrap it up here, guys. Like I said, it doesn't make too much sense to go on with the.
Well, we don't need to do predictions because
we're
on the game.
We're on a bye week.
Hey, we're not going to lose this week. So
that's what I'm giving thanks for on Thanksgiving.
The bye week 28, the Bears 0. Somebody said that comment, and it could possibly happen, Cars.
Yeah,
there's a very good chance. The bye week has been really running the ball effectively, so you have to be concerned, and they'll sell out in the play action. So yeah, I'm a bit concerned. Somehow we're going to come out of this 5-6. So,
well, somehow we're going to get out of this internet issue. And then we're gonna have great shows moving forward.
We'll get out of
a shitty day.
We'll get out of YouTube jail. Phil will get his internet issues fixed. Hopefully mine. I don't think I've had any issues on my end tonight with my new stuff. But Phil and I think Cars, you have the you have the Orbi also, correct?
I do. That's correct. Yes.
So we're all Orbied up.
Matt thought we did a great job tonight.
It's
Thanks,
all, It's all upload issue.
Yeah.
Cars over here.
Yep.
So what would
That's-
that be in a line? This would be like the post show.
So it usually means that somewhere where they're trying to send signals up is just inconsistent. So cable, it's a long story. No one is going to care, but they'll have to fix it at one of their wiring locations, one of their closet facilities.
Maintenance on the wire.
So-
Basically, what's going on here?
Let me just address HL Priest. I've seen you post this like 20 times about coming on. We do that more on BHL. We'll bring on somebody from the chat. So if you want to come on, like Phil says, you got to have hype.
Yes.
Like you got to have way more hype than I have, way more hype than Shane has.
Yeah.
You got to have
You
real
gotta have
hype. Real hype.
You can't have Chris Gonzalez, Alex Acevedo hype.
Speaking
right?
of Alex,
Or I can get suspended again, and you could take my place on the show. One or
Right.
one or the other is an option there.
But yeah, so HL Priest, watch BHL obviously 2 weeks from now, and maybe you'll be able to come on. We'll see.
Like a sandman, a bar flock converting his wine. Like a sand. There's our life. There's our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Trap Talk and the smartest man alive.
The Tape Never Lies Network
Oh shit! Tape never lies.
starts now.
There you go. A little tease right there. Tomorrow,
Swag is coming.
the swag will be here. The swag shop will be open, and we will be back up and running. You can get T-shirts, hats, hoodies, all of the pricing. will be in
Routers.
there.
Technical
Hopefully.
advice.
Yeah, so that's a good time to break out the new pod, Cars Tech Reviews.
Yes.
We'll put it on the network.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
Keep your pants on, ladies.
Yeah, I am married. I want to remind everybody. So we'll talk about all the gadgets no one cares about. So
Yeah, your wife knows who your number one is, though.
yeah, she does not like you for some odd unknown reason.
No, she doesn't like Shane.
Well, she's like, wait, you're gonna text and watch the NBA draft with Shane tonight, and then you're gonna pod with him tomorrow? Like, what about me? And I was like, well, sorry, but yeah, that's basically how that went.
Yeah, you pretty much got it right, Steph.
2 nights.
We did. We had our little NBA draft party text thread going for see how the
So how'd
Bulls
you guys
did.
Yeah, I don't follow basketball too much. So were you guys happy with it or what? Real quick.
We got the AJ Dillon Cavs equivalent in Patrick Williams quads. If you put the 2 lower legs together, the guy
crazy.
would be mammoth. No,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. It'll be nice to have them.
Player development is going to be key. We'll just say that.
Very much so.
So
Very
are you
much
more excited about the Bulls season or
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bears season?
Yeah.
Well, the Bulls figured it out. They cleared the fucking deck. The ownership group finally
changed.
Got rid of the
There you
fucking team president and all of that shit, and they did exactly what we want this team that we talk about here to do. But I'm not
maybe-
going to hold my breath on that.
I mean, it's look. I don't want to be morbid, but it's not happening until Virginia dies.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
friend of the network, Yoko himself said that, and it's unfortunately it's the truth.
Well, there's
You
been
know,
other organizations that have been like, I mean, Al Davis with the Raiders. You know what
But
I
I
mean?
mean,
Other
like,
guys
he-
were like, I think that needed to happen for there to be a real change.
We saw it. We saw it with the Blackhawks, right? Like it took Bill dying to give it to Rocky for it to work out. We're seeing it, to Shane's point, with the Bulls, with Jerry handing it over to Michael. Like the teams that are really struggling in the modern NFL, what do they all have in common? Bengals, the Bears, the Lions, until recently, the Raiders, and it was all the old original families that have their wealth only really in the football teams, and they don't spend, they don't reinvest their funds into the organization, right? Virginia's got, 10 kids and multiple grandkids that all take a paycheck out of this. It's not like that they're the Wirtz family and have a liquor business that they're making millions of dollars. Like they live and die off of every dime that they make. And when Ryan Pace goes out and spends, God, what do you think, like $40 million to do all the Hallis Hall upgrades and everything? Like that's money coming out of their pocket. So those kids are just show up on like every 2 weeks, collected their paycheck and head back out.
That's that's like the fucking truth.
Yeah, it's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah, it's like they're lined up to get the government cheese every month, with their piece of paper, and
they're not into it, right?
No.
And so it's you see all the teams that really stay consistently good, right? They've gone to a newer age owner, one that believes in reinvesting, and it's one thing to say that you own the Bears. It's another thing to completely say we own the 13-3 NFC champion Bears or the 12-4 Super Bowl Bears, right? And when new ownership comes in, winning comes at a huge premium. They aren't paying, no one's paying $4 billion or whatever ridiculousness they're going to get for the Bears and accept what's happening on the field. But when it's your daddy's team,
that's what it'll be. I mean, that figure that you just put out there, that's what it's going to be. And I mean, you think about Chicago, like I said, and I don't give a shit what they say. I mean, what's the capacity of Soldier Field? 62.5? Is that what it is? It's right around there.
Barely. Yeah, that whole deal set the franchise back like you can't believe.
Yeah, it did. 100%.
And so, all the rumors of them buying up all by Arlington, they want to get out of the city. They have to. The next owner will make building a prime stadium with all the things to host Super Bowls, everything else, all that's going to come, and they're going to expect winning, and they'll invest to win. When you don't have any other businesses to go, you can't recoup ticket sale losses this year. Right. You can't do all the concessions and all of those things. Like that's literally coming out of the McCaskey pockets after they just spent extra money to build up and fix and kind of update Hallis Hall. Like these things are going to have a long-term impact. Right. And unfortunately, it's just not the group until they're gone. Like, remember when Marvin Lewis went to Cincinnati and they talked about how he finally got them to spend. And for a little while, they drafted better. They were even more skinnier than us. Now they actually have more scouting, I think, and more front office people than we do.
Yeah.
And that's why our drafting isn't as good. We just don't. The team isn't cheap when it comes to players, but everywhere else where they can skimp, they do.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
It's gotta be fixed. Gotta be fixed.
I mean,
just like my internet.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, that was a long edible laced rant, so I apologize.
So we're gonna do shout out still, Shane, or when we get the music going, or what?
Yeah, I mean it's hit and miss. I mean, Phil's
I'm
very
freezing up
every
second.
Like I said, just wrap it up.
All
I mean,
right,
everybody,
yeah, no problem.
Hopefully, like I said, hopefully Phil gets this wrapped up, and like I said, these weekends are long, and maybe you guys will see Phil and I pop up at some point if Phil gets his stuff fixed on his end, and we'll talk a little ball, and it's gonna be interesting, man. This is a big week coming up for this franchise. Everything that's went wrong and everything, we've been so negative about, just like Zach Miller said, right now they're still 5-5, and they're still technically not out of it. Am I putting their probabilities up there very high that they're gonna make some noise? No, I'm not, but they still have a chance, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. The talent's not up front on the offensive line, but there is talent on this team. And to Carr's point, and he's been preaching it for a long time, you have to execute. You have to catch the fucking football when you have the chance. Nick Foles, when you see a guy wide open on a fucking slant for 6, you have to fucking put it there. Keep it simple, stupid. So we're apologies to all you guys about the hiccups tonight.
Phil fell asleep.
Yeah, if you want to grab that picture real quick, I think we could probably have some fun with that, Claude. Fucker.
Oh,
he removed himself.
My back, is it working?
No.
No.
Oh my God.
You shut your...
I've never been more fired up in my life.
Yeah.
It's the most
I don't know about that. I think
Tape Never Lies will be out tomorrow for patrons. This will give me an opportunity to work on that, at least, that I can't even function.
Right, but
But
don't.
anyway.
It's all good, guys.
I'm gonna shout my shout out now to you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm gonna bounce off this because I can't even begin to tell you. It's so unstable. I've never seen anything like it.
It's all right, man.
All right.
So thanks everybody for coming out. 100 crew. We appreciate that you guys show up each and every week. Hopefully we get this rectified. We're back up on YouTube next week and ready to go. But other than that, everybody enjoy their week and their weekend with no Bears football, which is I hate to say it, it's going to be kind of peaceful not having to worry about that this weekend. But other than that, we'll see you guys soon.
This has been a Shy City Sports presentation and a Tape Never Lies Network production. Keeping it 100. Thanks for tuning in to the Tape.